Obunu gini kama chozunu Imana chukwa kosi womo Onyele miu Nyelu yumi What am I looking for? See my God, he don't bless me, yo. He give you me, give me you. Obunu kife la chasha so Obunu kife me chasha me my baby, you know, say you go love for me. Hey, yeah. I do go. I could go. When I call your name, Shakara for me. Oh, Roma. I will be your Romeo. You go be my Julie. Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Julia. Oh, give me your love and I'll go run away. Show me your love and I'll go use you play. Carry me, go me, I go follow you away. Follow you, they go. Maka Munagi, me and you. Okwa Munagi, my baby and me and you. Me and you, Aqua Monagi, my baby. Obuzi kife la chasha so, Obuni kife la chasha me. My baby, you know, say you go love me. I do go. I could go. When I call your name, Shakara for me. Oh, Roma, I will be your Romeo. You go be my Julie. Yeah, Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Julia. Oh, Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Juliet. Roma, I will be your Romeo. You will be my Juliet. Obuzi kife la chasha so, Obuzi kife mi chasha me, my baby.
Emi look on, don't turn, Ebi look on. Yorubas are screaming, Hausas are crying, my Igbo brothers are saying, no blame them, Igbos are being discriminated. Even food don't turn to gold in Nigeria. Kidnapping, lucrative business in Nigeria. Imagine saying your grandchildren where they kidnap. By now, your soldiers for don't scatter Nigeria. How come a man won't get money for ransom when they kidnap him, his wife and his children? After everything, now they go kill them. See, as Naira, they fall against dollar. Emi Lokon, don't turn to Ebi Lokon. And you say make we sacrifice for Nigeria. 7 billion to renovate your residence. 15 billion for your traveling allowance. That's not for you and your only vice president. 40 billion for Asorok maintenance. 5 billion for food and refreshment. 100 of millions for dogs and animals. Meanwhile, hunger they kill Nigerians. What did Nigerians do to warrant this treatment? Even Gary, they no fit afford for the family. Tinubu government blame Buhari. Buhari government blame Jonathan. Hunger day, people they die. This one don't pass jaga jaga. APC party leader during Mr. Buhari Jaga government. Why didn't you help Buhari to solve the problem? Debt under Buhari, 77 trillion. No proof of any positive transformation. Unborn children ain't go pay for this evil. You know, say Buhari was incompetent, but you still bring him to destroy Nigeria. Paddy government, now you are the president. Since Buhari don't destroy Nigeria, I hope say you go bring him to judgment. Emefiele printed 23 trillion within 8 years under Buhari government. $6 million for election observers. They say somebody forged Buhari's signature. Now lie, Buhari signed that document, period. Where our refineries, where we promise to fix.
Shakaramida, Konilo, Sote Panujeo, Shakaramida, Etori, Shakaramida, Shakaramida, Konilo, Sote Panujeo, Shakaramida, Oi Perede, Oi Belude, Elomba mi soro, Omelemba mi soro, Ewapa mi jo.
Oh yeah, arrangement for only àyájọ́ ni, only àyájọ́ ni. Wọ́n dìde, wọ́n pínlẹ̀ ogun. Oyin tí mo rí ká bá mi wá yẹn dà, ká ní kó bá mi wá.
Ayandaba, 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 one ayandaba, 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 so baby subramia. Subramia, Soko sunu baby subramia, Soko sunu baby subramia, Soko sunu baby subramia, Ejemo, Anamana, Ejemeje, Anamana, Wanamejemo, Anamu, Paratuba dodiri tukuma tukutuba dodiri ndemo, Eguma wego. Para tuba dodiri tukuma duku tuba dodiri ndemo. Obodo jisike nubo serona. Oyibo.
It is everyone. Be free.
Ayandaba, 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 ayandaba. So baby subramia, Soko sunu baby subramia, Soko sunu baby subramia, Soko sunu baby subramia.
Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you just have to act like you are drunk, like you are crazy. Confuse your enemies. Confuse them.
Oboda say yeah we mo. Yeah we mo. Oboda say yeah we mo. No basa ni ka ponto mo. Iye de gugeme. Okwitara kara mi nguru ma mi ga kuru mu gwo ya baby mo. Abe Maria.
Why feeling?
Ayandaba, 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 enyendeba. Susu baby subramia.
Tell them, let them know, say, won't lay back. Then they see us and they emulate. Then one begin, they imitate. Maybe someday they go graduate. Many people don't know about Baba. I see they go. Oh, well, I'm back. Ìjẹ̀bú Àwùjalẹ̀, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ alárẹ̀, kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú o. Àwọn tó mọ̀ wá o. Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o. Àwọn alábòsí o. Àríyá rẹpẹtẹ. Come on! Ìjẹ̀bú jó dáadáa. Ìjẹ̀bú Jayọba. We done the ball with the represent. Olówó lọmọ ṣe yóò. Ìjẹ̀bú lọmọ kò sóṣì. Àjẹ́wò la ọ̀jẹ̀ rí. Tell them, let them know say wọ́n lè bá. Ìjẹ̀bú Àwùjalẹ̀, Ìjẹ̀bú ọmọ alárẹ̀, kékeré Ìjẹ̀bú o. Come on! Àwọn tó mọ̀ wá o. Àgbà Ìjẹ̀bú o. Àwọn alábòsí o.
Ẹ̀jẹ̀ mi ni ẹ kí n gbọ́, àkànbí ewé ayò, ewé tún lè jẹ, ìtún ló ní ọ̀tún ẹ̀ ṣe, ìfà ló ní kan fà ẹ̀ mọ́ra, àìbínú gbogbo àtàrẹ, gbogbo méjì ọkà bàbà, gbogbo mẹ́ta ọkà wáṣẹ́, orí ló túmọ̀ ẹ̀dùn, gbogbo ọ̀nà ní túmọ̀ ẹsẹ̀. Akọni ìmọ̀ tú ìmọ̀ ọjọ́, ìmọ̀ èmi ni wọn kì í dálẹ̀. Wọ́n bá lọ mẹ́lẹ́mọ́, wọ́n á fi jóye ẹlẹ́mọ́. Akọni wọ́n bá lọ gbé fèrè, wọ́n á fi jóye ẹlòkò. Bọ́wọ́ wọn bá tẹ̀lé, wọ́n á fi jóye aláre. Àwọn mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta parapọ̀. Wọ́n wá jọ ń pẹ́ mọ́, ẹ̀mọ́ olóko jẹ. Wọ́n pa Akíntọ́lá ọmọ Ògún. Wọ́n pàdé Ìyọ̀dà ọmọ Àtàlàbọ̀bà. Àkànbí wọ́n pàdé Ṣàtàdàdẹ ọmọ ọba Ìjẹ̀bú Mèrè. Aṣíwájú odò gbólùkẹrẹ, Ajagun lólòdì ọ̀run. Tó bá ṣe pé tìyẹ, tó bá ṣe pé tìyẹ, lọ bá ń darí jọ wí. Àpérò ni kò ń gbọ́wọ́, ọ̀bọ ti ṣìgìdì máa gbé, àgétì ló máa ń gbé, àyàn ti ìdàyàn ewúrẹ́. Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ, kó má gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ tẹ́. Aṣíwájú Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ. Àkànbí Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Ọkọ̀ olúrẹ̀lẹ̀ Ọlọ́run dákun má padà lẹ́yìn ẹ̀. Òdò lè sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Gómìnà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, dẹ́pútì sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, ọ̀túnba sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, spíkà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, bàbá Ìjẹ̀bú.
And there it is right there, Baba Ijebu. So whoever Baba Ijebu is, and yes, we are still straddling two screens. So yes, we are still straddling two screens. Good day to you, good to be in your company, and how are you? So we started off with a greeting. That's always the best way to start, you know, and then that brings everybody together, doesn't it? So good day to you, good to be in your company, and how are you? So good day to you. So the weekend comes to a close. It probably closed wherever it is that you are. Starkly coming to a close where I am. So another week sets its course, and such is the tapestry of life. So that's the cycle. Good day to you. The usual protocol, click on the like button just as soon as you hear me invite you to do it. So do it now. So click on the like button. If your device is within reach, then click on it. Even if you have to get up to do it, get up and do it. So that's the one free of charge contribution that you can make towards the progression of the platform. So click on the subscription button, do that. And then if you are not already, click on like and click on subscribe. Yes, I said both in the, yeah, so click on like and subscribe. Do that, please. So do that, please. Follow if you are watching on Facebook. Follow if you're watching on Instagram. Just do what the custom is whenever it is that you are watching a stream. So follow the process and help elevate the platform in all of the spaces that we're broadcasting to. So do that. Do that, and then if you want to come and join me on the screen, if you want to be an active participant, if you want to be a combatant, I don't know who Africa China is. So sorry. I glance at the comment section just as I do my opening monologue as well. If you want to be an active combatant, click on that hyperlink that says StreamYard. It will bring you into a studio space. As soon as I finish describing what the conversation is going to wrap around, I'll let you onto the screen and then I'll engage you in a battle of, it's not a battle of wits, so in an exchange of thoughts. So that's how it goes. So do that. Click on like, click on subscribe, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard, share the links on your social media. I say that, but people don't actually, I suspect, do it. You know, if you copy the URL and you just pop it in that WhatsApp group, your old school WhatsApp group or whatever it is, pop it in there. That Facebook group, pop it in there. Your Instagram space, etc., etc. So just spread it around so that the place fills up a bit more. So do that. Click on like, click on subscribe, click on the hyperlink that says StreamYard, share the links, all of that. And of course, the $sign at the bottom of the screen. We have the anticipation of 5 minimum super chats per stream. So be the first person to set us on the way. And if you're watching in watchback as well, everything I'm saying still applies, except of course the hyperlink to come and join on the studio because the live stream would have ended by then. So do all those things and you'll be subsumed with a glowing feeling of warmth. So pardon me, you'll be subsumed with a glowing feeling of warmth. So let's just launch straight into it. Obi appoints Ibrahim Umar as new spokesman. So ordinarily, I would not bring you this, except of course for the name right here, Ibrahim Umar. So there's been a lot of criticism that the Obi movement is too regionalized to his home stock. So I think he's taking that criticism on board and is trying to expand now his reach to be a more nationalistic figure. Obi appoints Ibrahim Umar as new spokesman. So we just take a little flavor of this. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has appointed Ibrahim Umar as the new spokesman of the Peter Obi Media Read. So I think he never really shut down his campaign structures fully, just transmuted it into an ongoing concern in terms of being an opposition figure. The presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has appointed Ibrahim Umar as the new spokesman of the Peter Obi Media Reach. The appointment was announced by the immediate past spokesman of the PORM, Yanusu Tanko, in a statement on Sunday. So what position have they given Tanko then, or has it been set out to the fields to go and fester there? This is following Tanko also, so they do give him a position. Actually, let me take it from the top again, and then I'll just speak through it. It's a very, very short read. Presidential candidate of the Labour Party LP in the 2023 general election, Peter Obi, has appointed Ibrahim Umar as the new spokesman of the Peter Obi Media Reach. The appointment was announced by the immediate past spokesman of the PORM, of the POMR, Yanusa Tanko, in a statement on Sunday. This follows Tanko's appointment as the interim national coordinator of the Obedient Movement, Tanko said. A computer media analyst graduate of Bayero University, Kano, Umar, is from Wase Plateau State, member of Obedati Media Group, and a young, strong, obedient member from North Central. Speaking on the development, Umar said Tanko's appointment will see him coordinate the activities of the Obedient Movement nationally and internationally. We therefore appeal to members of the public to cooperate with these Nigerians in their new endeavor as we continue the struggle towards dismantling the gang of political criminals holding our dear nation to hostage. So that language of our political criminals, of course, that's the language of Peter Obi. So it's a language that is a coinage that he coined in the course of our media interactions, which they are now wrapping a narrative around. So, but what really strikes is the name of the person. So, but is it going too far north? Where is the Yoruba presence in the Obi structure? Apart from Dele Farotimi, I cannot imagine. I don't have any thought of a Yoruba presence outside of Dele Farotimi within the Obi structure. So, so is it still anyway? Let me not say that, but there it is. Let's go on from that to this one. President Tinubu set to dissolve cabinet, inject fresh talent. So this has been much vaunted, much spoken about for months on end. So hopefully it comes to fruition now, because that cabinet, it needs zhuzhing up, it needs rejigging. You know, there's too many. Actually, let me see if I can get them up. Let's see, Tinubu's cabinet. So it needs rejigging, it needs rehauling, it needs an overhaul, it needs a lot of things. A lot of people not serving purpose. A lot of them you don't even know they exist. So non-impactful have they been. Did you know that? Let me just give you a name. Do you know that there's Hanatu Musawa, who is a minister? Did you know that? Did you know that there was Tahir Maman, who is a minister? Balarabe Lawal is a minister. So all of these names, no impact at all, no presence within the Nigerian experience. So there's an Ahmed Dangiwa, he's a minister. Doris Anate, she's a minister. So a lot of deadwoods are, and I think now the calling of those deadwoods. President Tinubu set to dissolve cabinet, inject fresh blood. President Bola Tinubu is on the verge of a significant cabinet reshuffle this week, a move aimed at revitalizing his administration with new perspectives and energy. A high-ranking source close to the presidency disclosed to Sunday Tribune that this decision is intended to address the stagnant performance issues that have marred the current cabinet's tenure. The president, fresh from his trip to China, is reportedly planning to finalize the dissolution before he departs for the upcoming United Nations General Assembly in New York. This timing suggests a strategic clearing of the deck, enabling him to engage on the international stage unencumbered by political uncertainties. Criticism of several ministers' performance has not gone unnoticed by the presidency. President Tinubu is not satisfied with the performances of a number of his ministers and is determined to show them the exit door, the source revealed, indicating that a new list of candidates is already prepared to take over the soon to be vacant post. Speculations about whether the recent resignation of the presidential spokesperson Aduri Ngalale was linked with the impending cabinet overhaul were dismissed by insiders. The source clarified that Ngalale's departure was unrelated to the broader administrative changes. Intriguingly, the reshuffle may see the return of familiar faces, as a former minister from the Buhari administration is rumored to be amongst those considered for a ministerial role. So I cannot imagine that there was any minister under Buhari's administration that served any value outside of Lai Mohammed. For all of the criticism that Lai Mohammed got, he was effective in the task that they set him. That's the one person. Negatively so, much to the chagrin of Nigerians, much to the disadvantage of the Nigerian people, but he certainly was effective in the role that in the task that they set him. So there it is right there, the reshuffle of Tinubu's cabinet. So the reshuffle of Tinubu's cabinet, Tinubu inherited near bankrupt Nigeria, making efforts to recover. This is Tafawa Balewa, not from the dead, though I suspect his son. A former presidential aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, Dr. Abdul Jalil Tafawa Balewa, has urged Nigerians to exercise patience with President Bola Tinubu, stating that he inherited a nearly bankrupt nation and is making efforts to address its problems. In an interview with journalists on Sunday in Lagos, Tafawa Balewa emphasized that reviving a country on the brink of collapse is an enormous challenge. He acknowledged that whilst Tinubu is trying to steer the country in the right direction, more needs to be done to tackle the numerous issues facing Nigeria. Tafawa Balewa called on President Tinubu to reduce the cost of governance in order to free up resources for national development. He suggested that cutting unnecessary spending would be a crucial first step towards economic recovery. He also advised Tinubu to reinforce his administration with skilled technocrats capable of helping to implement his development agenda. He further argued that the current number of ministers, approximately 48, should be reduced to cut on excessive government spending. So what Tinubu could do actually is just to implement the Onosoye report. I think with that fell through, he would do so many things just by implementing that Onosoye report. It will slash the cost of governance by half, and even his most ardent critics will hail him. So he should just implement the Onosoye report. That's the main thing. According to Tafawa Balewa, the president needs to be able to move with the times and put people that have moved out or have learned new technologies to be able to manage the different ministries. So the one thing that disappoints actually in the appointments that Tinubu made is the lack of fresh, apart from Bosun, Tijani Bosun, or whatever his name is. There's no real fresh blood, that inspires any new thinking. So if you look through the rogue list, it's just rinse and repeat, isn't it? It's just rinse and repeat. George Akume, Abubakar Kyari, just the same Festus Kiyamo, Bagudu. So Bosun Tijani is a name that might excite, but Bello Matawale is a name that certainly would not. Balarabe Lawa. So it's just it's just the same recycled names. Wale Edun, all the way back from when he was governor of Lagos State. So there is nothing that really inspires a leap to the future. So there's nothing that suggests that there's a leap to the future being made. I think we have too many ministries, about 48, that needs to be slimmed down because a lot of money is being used to run these ministries. I wonder where that recommendation was under Buhari. We just need to be able to slim down the number of ministers. In addition, Tafawa Balewa emphasized the need for improved security to curb kidnapping, insurgency, and other threats which is said are hindering agricultural productivity. So there's nothing new or original coming out of that space. It's the same sort of recommendation because, of course, the problems that afflict the Nigerian state is glaring for everybody to see. The problems that afflict the Nigerian state and the solutions to those problems are widely known, but the implementation of them is what has alluded or eluded what's the word even the government after government till now. Let me send the link to the studio again. If anybody wants to join, do that. So if anybody wants to join, do that. Article aid mocks Kwakwanso. Oh no, let me bring it first from here. I will win 2027 presidential election, PDP dead. This is Kwakwanso. So any talk of a coalition of merger, I think somewhat is a non-starter essentially if we're going off the back of this headline, because whatever coalition or merger needs to take place to unseat the Tinubu administration, it cannot work without Kwakwanso being part of it because he holds Kano, and that's about 2 million votes. I will win 2027 presidential election. PDP dead. This is Kwakwanso, but what's led him to saying that? The national leader of the new Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, Rabiu Kwakwanso, has expressed confidence of winning the 2027 presidential election. Kwakwanso, who was the party's presidential candidate in the 2023 election, made the outburst on Saturday when he inaugurated the NNPP secretariat along IBB Way, Katsina. The former Kano State governor was in Katsina for a condolence visit to the Yadua family over the death of their matriarch Hadiya Dada. He said the party was ready to take over the presidency, states, and other positions across the country. So how even, they just make the most ludicrous statements. So I know they have to say these things to rally the troops and gear up the followership and all that. But it's just, if you look at it as a standalone statement, it's just the most ludicrous thing. We had Chinedu Rose Vivo telling us that he was going to become the governor of Lagos State in 2027, even though he scored less than 25% of Sanwo-Olu's vote in the last cycle, and he told us that Peter Obi was going to be president in 2027, even though he came a distant third. And we have Kwakwanso here now, who got only one state out of the 36 states plus FCT. He got only one state, and here he is telling us this. He said that the party was ready to take over the presidency only if the presidency is only located within the geographical space of Kano, I would say. He said that the party was ready to take over the presidency, states, and other positions across the country in 2027. So, but by what might of God will somebody in Enugu State, in Ekiti State, vote for a party being led by Kwakwanso? They don't even know that he exists as a human being in those spaces. So it's just ludicrous. But really, the only thing that it plays to is that he's not yet willing to submit to this coalition. According to him, The party is heading towards success in 2027 in the 2027 general election. I wish to remind you that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) is already dead. So that's a statement of fact, actually. The PDP is dead. And that is why, of course, Tinubu will have an easy victory. In the only threat to Tinubu's return essentially is Peter Obi, because that's the only potency left within the political cycle. The only potency, the only live space in terms of opposition politics is Peter Obi. So don't forget about the dart that Atiku is throwing from Dubai or wherever he is. The only live potency in opposition politics is Peter Obi, and Peter Obi, of course, a non-starter. So that tells you then that Tinubu just coasts through 2027. I wish to remind you that the People's Democratic Party (PDP) is already dead because we were in the party since they have gone out of line. We decided to check out, he stated. The Kwankwaso leader urged Nigerians, particularly women and youth, not to allow themselves to be deceived with spaghetti and money during the next election. Kwankwaso also called on the party's leaders to redouble their commitment towards the success of the party in the state and the country as a whole. He commended them and other stakeholders in the state for renovating the state secretariat, saying that it is part of preparations towards success. Also speaking, the NMPP state chairman, etc., etc. So that's the etc., etc. But the only thing that this gives us is to tell you that whatever talk there is going on in terms of a grand coalition to unseat the APC is not making any significant progress. Certainly not making any significant progress. Atiku's aide mocks Kwankwaso for saying he would win 2027. So if Kwankwaso and Atiku stand alone as candidates in the 2027 elections, they will split each other's votes. And if Peter Obi runs, he will take the East again. So essentially, what if the same cycle runs in 2027 as did 2023, we will get the exact same result, but with improved margins for the APC. Atiku's aide mocks Kwankwaso for saying he would win 2027 election. The 2023 presidential candidate of the new Nigeria People's Party (NNPP), Rabiu Kwankwaso's boast that he will win the 2027 election has been laughed off by the 2023 presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party (PDP), Atiku Abubakar. The former Kano State governor said he stands as the better candidate to win the 2027 election. He added that the PDP is dead and cannot stand a chance of winning elections. Speaking on Saturday, blah blah blah. So let's see where the response comes from. So reacting to Kwankwaso's statement, the special assistant on media broadcast to Atiku, Abdul Rashid, all these funky names, it's very difficult actually to imagine that people like this belong to the same countries as us. So in a country where people are called Wole, Bayo, Ade, and they are called Emeka, Uchenna, and Adama, then you also have people called Abdul Rashid. What's even that? That sounds like something out of Pakistan. Reacting to Kwankwaso's statement, the special assistant on media broadcast to Atiku, Abdul Rashid, said it was funny that the former Minister of Defense, who got only 1.4 million votes in the last election, would make such a bold claim. Imagine you ran for president and received 1.4 million votes, 1 million from Kano and 400,000 from all over Nigeria, and you believe you can win against Tinubu, Atiku's aide said on its X handle. So yes, it does have to say though, and by the way, yes, Atiku's aide is right. It's just the most ludicrous of commentaries to say they are going to win. But then of course he has to say that just to rally his troops and to GOP space. To rally his troops and to GOP space. So to rally his troops and to GOP space, what else do we have? Is that what we have? Let me see. What have we done? We're talking to the V1. Tinubu said to dissolve cabinet. Tinubu inherited near bankrupt country. Article marks Kwankwaso boast. What else do we have? I think this is a caravan. Yes. Oh, okay. Let's go on to this one. So let's go on to this one. So this is a narrative of mismanagement or misgovernance, really. This piece right here, and there's a clip at the tail end which I'll play you. It's just a sad and harrowing story. So it's the narrative of a man that has invested probably his whole life in a business enterprise, and that business enterprise has been brought to an abrupt halt by the government. Video, 150 million investment lost, 5,000 birds killed. Abuja poultry owner laments demolition. So is this Yemsin wicked demolitions that is going on in Abuja is really quite because we did a similar storyline a few weeks ago. Some events man that they just gave him a short notice and they demolished his premises. They cut through all of the perimeter fencing, broke down the walls, and they opened up the space. And the vagrants in that space, they just came in like a swarm of bees and looted the whole place. So a similar story. A poultry farmer, Akomolafe Bankole, who identifies as hashtag Henrich Banks. So Henrich is HENRRICH, which is a play on words for the enterprise that is that his endeavor is. A poultry farmer, Akomolafe Bankole, who identifies as hashtag Henrich Banks on X, has lamented over the demolition of his 150 million naira poultry farm in Lokogoma, Abuja, by officials of the Federal Capital Development Authority. In a series of posts on its X account on Sunday, Bankole shared videos of the destruction, revealing that over 5,000 birds died and 50 workers lost their jobs due to the demolition, which he said was carried out without prior notice or warning. So you see this without prior notice or warning. This is a recurring decimal that we're hearing out of that space. I'm not sure how true or not it is, but every single there was one guy as well who was an estate developer. They just went in. They said they had no planning permission, and then they just destroyed this sprawling edifice, this vast estate that he had built, and he claimed they did that destruction without prior notice. And we had the same thing, of course, with that event center guy. Now this poultry farmer, in a series of posts on his X account on Sunday, Bankole shared videos of the destruction, revealing that over 5,000 birds died and 50 workers lost their jobs due to the demolition, which he said was carried out without prior notice or warning. Sharing videos, he wrote, "I am heartbroken and angry. Yesterday, my 150 million investment in a poultry farm located at Lokogoma, Abuja, was destroyed by guys from the Federal Capital Development Authority. No warning, no prior notice, just pure destruction, and over 5,000 birds are dead." According to Bankole, all necessary papers, including the certificate of occupancy, were obtained before establishing the farm, making the demolition a shocking and unjust act. He questioned the government's action, asking why he couldn't farm on his private property. So, it may not necessarily be a narrative of ownership. It might well be a narrative of carrying out businesses that are not permitted within that particular environment. So because each environment has designations now. So there are areas designated as residential, areas designated as commercial, areas designated for farming, etc., etc. So it may well be to do, if it has a CFO, it's certainly not an ownership narrative. So almost certainly a designation narrative. According to Bankole, all necessary papers, including the certificate of occupancy, were obtained before establishing the farm, making the demolition a shocking and unjust act. He questioned the government's action, asking why he could not farm on his private property. He added, how can this happen in a country where I followed every legal process? Let it be clear that all papers, including the CFO, were obtained, and yet some individuals in this government felt it was okay to destroy what I worked for, an investment of a lifetime. This isn't just my loss. Over 50 workers are now thrown out of jobs and business. In these hard times, family will now suffer. So it goes on and on. So let me just give you a flavor of what happened to him.
See, all these chicken will eventually die. About 5,000 is dead now because this one is already exposed to water. I will still have smaller ones. So you can see you have destroyed all of this. 50 million naira worth of materials and properties. If you have lived the livestock, you see some inside the container, they cannot survive because they're already on top of each other. This is not really nice. It's not really nice. It's not nice at all. There's no human face in this. I'm sure you too, you will not be comfortable if this property belongs to you, no matter the conservation you are trying to protect or what you are trying to protect. It's not nice at all. In this life that people see each other, they meet with each other. And one person is a friend to another. Now you are a friend to my friend, a very close friend to my friend. You can see them. All this chicken will die eventually. I don't know how I'm going to.
You don't have conscience. I want to take him. He can kill you, man.
All right. So you get to the gist. So that guy's life's enterprise completely destroyed. Let's go on to the next one. So now this next one is an offshoot of that court case that Tinubu won against the state governors, somewhat liberalizing or unshackling the local governments from the clutches of the state governors. So there's a terminology that I'm trying to remember I can't remember what the terminology is, but let's use unshackle. So the unshackling of the autonomy. So the autonomy that the local governments now have, especially financial, is now bringing a better quality person into that space. So the better quality person attracts a better atmosphere. So here comes the local government chairmanship debate on Channels Television, the first of its kind in Nigeria. So of course, when it's not Alhaji Odekun that is the chairman anymore, but Professor XYZ, so now they get to appear on television and contest fervently. So here comes the local government chairmanship debate on Channels Television, the first of its kind. Local government autonomy is here. So let's get a little bit of a soup song of just what this is all about.
Our dream for offer is to have an offer where everybody can be able to be who he or she desires to be.
We're hoping that by 2032, I should have become a smart city.
I want offer that works.
We should have a leadership that will listen to the people.
Together, we intend to build a thriving offer.
Let who the calf fit wear it.
For the first time in Nigeria political history, local government chairmanship debate takes center stage on live television. Theme: enhancing government's deliverables at the grassroots. Offer decides 2024. Who would lead the local government to the next level of growth and development? Date is Friday, 13th September, 8 to 10 p.m. Live on Channels Television. Offer decides 2024 is courtesy One Innovation Hub Colabo Local Technology Center with the support of Summit University. Offer.
All right. So there it is. So there it is. Like I said, once that autonomy is granted and they then get monies directly from the central space, a better quality person wants to then come in to manage those funds or to loot it. So now this next one, it's a clap back against Reno Omokri coming from an unusual quarter. Nothing political, but a very much a clap back against Reno Omokri, who is the nightmare of the obedience space. So let's go to this. This is his ex-wife doing an expose. So let's just go to it. It says, all right. No woman should ever tolerate abuse in a marriage, regardless of how infrequent it might be. We often make excuses like wanting to maintain a complete family or staying for the sake of the children. But the truth is your children deserve better. After the first instance of violence, which left me with a swollen jaw and weeks of pain, I made excuses, thinking I must have provoked the anger. I even had to endure seeing my daughter witness another slap. And there was the morning I woke up to find blood on my pillow from a ruptured eardrum you caused. The final straw was when you assaulted me again, leading me to involve the police. Now you claim to be happily married to a woman who doesn't quarrel. Good luck to her, because you always wanted someone you could control and intimidate. I was never meant to be that person. I was raised not to be timid. So that is Redo Omokri's ex-wife. A manipulator will provoke you and then act surprised when you respond. So that's I think it's married to some Ethiopian woman now, isn't it, Reno Omokri? But that's Reno Omokri ex-wife busting his bubble somewhat. I'll send the link to the comment section again. If anybody wants to hop on, it's virtually nobody in the studio at the moment, and I'm being literal this time around. So I'll play you the clips that we have, and then we see if we have a session. Let's see. So let's kick it off with let's kick it off with this one. This is a blast from the past. This is President Goodluck Jonathan telling us the experiences that led to his exit, or the circumstances or the machinations that led to his exit from State House. The American hand involved. That's your clue.
The level of interference by the Obama's government was very overwhelming. It's not as if I couldn't have won the election even with that. But if by my own thinking and also the way some other people look at it, they go outside the normal diplomatic relationship, then it should be mentioned. Sending that person to Nigeria at the eve of election, after Obama even issued a statement directing Nigerians to vote for the next chapter, that tells you something. And we should not sweep these things under the carpet. If a foreign country, or an African country, or even America or any other country interferes with our own elections, we should mention it. Immediately the Chibok issue came up, we expect Nigerians to be concerned. How do we get these girls out? Within a couple of days, we saw people going to the US, we bring back our girls' placards. How? Why? And of course, the Mrs. Obama received one of those placards. I cannot take responsibility for the abduction. I don't control Boko Haram.
So that's good luck, Jonathan, going down memory lane somewhat. In fact, other than coming out to Mount Rostrums to campaign for Buhari, Barack Obama did everything to influence that level of interference. We saw how they were crying when the Russians just spoke into their space, but the level of interference that we had from Barack, and this led us to where we are now. By the way, a lot of what we're going through now, a good part of the blame certainly goes towards Barack Obama, what he did during. I would have loved Goodluck Jonathan to serve a second term, because that would have ended any possibility of Buhari, and maybe we would have pivoted into a better space. Let me play you this clip. This is Reno Mokri doing some Bula Balu or Bulaba at whichever studio. This is our dream guest, by the way. If there's one guest that I want to have on this platform the most, it is this guy, Reno Mokri.
Nigeria, you are hardly even in the country.
So if anybody has the reach to reach him, that's what that hint is. So anybody listening, if you have the reach to reach Reno Mokri, if I can get his number, I'll be able to convince him. So get me his number and leave the rest to me.
Nigeria, you are hardly even in the country, and you are telling people in the country to withstand this kind of hardship. You don't know what people are going through.
In the country, even if I'm not in the country, I've got businesses in the country. I have stuff that I'm paying salary in the country. I pay tax. I'm one of the few Nigerians that are paying tax. Last year, and I can bring my certificate to you, I paid about 2.7 million in tax in Nigeria. You've got some people, they are listening to Simon Ekpa in Finland. Is he in the country? Yes, a lot of people are listening to him. We've got people that are listening to so-called activists that are out of the country. On one year, they so worried, they were in New Jersey, they asked Nigerians to go on a protest. They went on a protest, they destroyed public infrastructure to the tune of 200 billion naira. So when they so worried, and Samaneka, they don't have investments in that country. I've got investments, I've got student hostels, I've got businesses, I buy innocent vehicles. So I'm putting money to that economy. So I do have the right to talk. And that's why Business Insider magazine gave me as the most influential business person on the internet from Africa.
Ultimately, do you think at this point?
So that's Reno Mokri saying Bula Balu or Bula, whatever nonsense he was saying, I'm sure it makes some sort of a sense. Is there any more, do we have anything? There is one, but I'm not even, there are two more. Let me just play you one more. This is the Dubai space explaining why they don't charge tax there.
Tax is a big issue for me. I don't like taxes. I don't understand taxes. Like, what? Like, when I hear people in the Western world pay 40, 50, 60% tax, it's like basically you work 5, 6 months, 7 months of the year for free, basically. That's what you're telling me. For what? For no safety, average education, below average healthcare. It's like, why even doing that? It's like, no, we don't pay tax in the UAE or most of this region. Okay, no, but we get the most safest places in the world. We get amazing healthcare, and educating here is superb. Yes, we pay for it, but if you make the math, it's cheaper here than there.
Right.
Do the math.
And Dubai was almost founded on this principle. We're going to be a center of trade, and we're not going to tax you. And so it's kind of in the blood, in the DNA of everyone here in the region, is that, no, we want people to come here and trade, and we're not going to tax you.
Money is being spent in the country. So having a cycle is over there. So it moves GDP up. So instead of like, no, you cannot, you haven't, come over. Now we have a lack of luxury apartments and villas because they're all sold. Mansions, 60, 100, 200, $300 million being sold like this. Like, who's paying for that?
So you look at the West.
I'm not sure where the sense is in that not to have tax, and that makes economic sense. But maybe my brain is not expansive enough to understand that. So brain not expansive enough. We play the Kegites. Hopefully we start to see super chat and panelists turning up. The Kegites.
Only water, where they see ma. Hapa o naido. Hapa you don't come o. Hapa o naido. kẹ̀kẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́mùrẹ́ o. Chifu Faila ti kẹ̀kẹ́rẹ́ lẹ́mùrẹ́ o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹlẹ́mùdé. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ ẹlẹ́mùdódò jàre o. Eruku lẹ̀lẹ̀ Ghana ti dé ẹgbẹ́ bọ́dì o. Ọmọ ẹlẹ́yẹ ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Odúyẹ̀lá ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosonama ẹyẹ o ó dilé o. Petrosodunke ẹyẹ rẹ̀ ó dilé o. Ẹlẹ́kọ̀ ọ̀run mú ìní o. Àkùkọ ọ̀run mẹ́kọ̀. Ikú kò ní ríwà gbéṣe o.
And there it is right there. So we have somewhat of a session. Rational Mind joins us. Always a delight when Rational Mind is here. Dewale as well. So there it is. Those two sufficient enough to have a session. Excellent minds, both of them. So excellent minds, both of them. Let me just we kick it off with Rational Mind if it's ready to go. Rational Mind.
Yeah, on.
Oga, what about it? I saw you battling it out with Dukes earlier on.
Mama, Dad,
ọba ti ju dọ́là lẹ̀ náà ọmọ pé owó lóbìnrin mọ̀ àbí nǹkan tó máa sọ fún
Oga, my brother. Yeah, no, we're still feeling the summer, even though the summer is ended. I mean, it's ended. Kind of. So.
How long of heat do you get there? It sounds like so the bulk of the year is warm where you are.
Well, this week was just terrible. It's been in the hundreds this week. Yeah, I don't know. It's and it's looking like this week too is going to be that way. Just coming this week we're entering. So
do people use public transport where you are?
Oh, we do, but because of the way everything is spaced very far, you cannot rely on public transport if you live outside the metropoles. I can't even talk. If you live in the city, rather, you can get public transport. You can get the light rail and all of that. But then if you live outside the outskirts, then you need a personal car. You cannot. You can't depend on.
Because I remember when I went to Philly just a few months ago, it's not quite a few, almost a year ago now. Plus, the public, there was virtually no public transport, and you have to sell a right arm to take a Uber there. It's just everything was just.
Yeah, that's another way, Uber, and that's if you have the luxury. So, America doesn't operate like you people have your. What's it called? Autobahn, and this is your Okbanov, as they call it, your train station like that. You have there's a big bus.
The Germans do. Autobahn is in Germany. But the public transport in this country, my sister actually just got rid of a car about a few months ago now, because she found that she hardly ever drives it. She works in the city. She lives in the suburb.
Most city transport here in America, you can't depend on it. You can't. If you are the kind of person that works, like your work is, your work is not. It's not kind of static. It's something that you get called anytime. Your client can call me anytime, or they can call you to work anytime. Especially if you work from home, and you can be called. You need a standby car. So that
with that kind of job, yes. But if you are be at the office for 9, go home at 5, then
if you live in downtown, if you live in downtown of some major cities, you're good with the city transport. But if you live outside the outskirts, you cannot depend on. Here, at least here in the Pacific Northwest where I live, you hardly can do that.
All right, brilliant. So let's launch into it. What are you looking at in the political cycle first? Is there anything that particularly piqued your interest?
Yeah, I mean, you were, what was that? Our friend, I mean, not our friend, the former president.
Yes, it's still smarting from it, isn't it? And what the Americans did actually is not on. You know, because it's quite funny that I saw that clip because a couple of days ago I actually saw the clip of Obama saying that vote for change, sort of vote the country to go in a different direction.
Exactly.
I mean, he has no right doing that.
Well, you see, when people say there was the rumor then after the whole thing that the APC they had the, I mean, you had this other man, what's his name? This Ola something Olatunji, what's up there? That former NIA National Intelligence Agency deputy guy who was interviewed on channel some like 3 years ago. When he said that when he was
Is it Commodore something?
Commodore,
Commodore,
yeah, something like that. So
yeah.
Ola something, I think that's his name. So anyway, so he said something that when he was in, is it MIT or one of those when he was over there in the United States, in the United States, that he was approached by some CIA and some other intelligence agency here, that they were like seeking his opinion as to what would you prefer. I mean, would they prefer that they replace the? He said, you know, we know what we did. That was what he said. I just tried to quote him. Say, we know what we did, you know, for this government to come in, and this is not what we're expecting, you know. So, but the point is this: that tells you a lot. That right there tells you a lot. That if somebody of that stature could tell you that that he was approached by some U.S. secret agencies here, or some of their agencies here, to tell you that there's a lot that went back door. So it's been confirmed. I mean, not as if Jonathan is oblivious. If you remember what Jonathan said when he says my ambition is not worth anybody's blood. Right there that's a true Democrat. I mean, you see, among all the presidents of Nigeria, apart from the crowd that just went under him, you always have my respect for that. That he lost that election, even though that election, so this tape, some people say it was manipulated. But then, as far as INEC declared then that Buhari was the winner, he's aware, because we know all the whole politics that played out before he was eventually ousted from office. After many times he tried to get the United States to supply him ammunition, weaponry for him to go and disseminate these people, and they refused him. And some northern elites were trading.
Do you think you should have held his ground and held on to that post?
No,
they would have been. They wouldn't have killed him, but I think they would. You think so?
They might kill him. They might kill him, and if they not kill him, they will just make it. They might make it to the point where, mind you, there was a coup. There was a coup that was supposed. They said they were planning coup there. What was that former?
No, I think the coup was when Yar'Adua died.
Was it? I mean, I don't know.
Yes, that's my memory. I'm not sure.
Yeah, if I'm right too. I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm misplacing it. But the point is that towards that time, I think they said there was a coup or whatever. There was a rumor of coup or whatever it is. But I believe that they'll make it ungovernable for him, whereby there will be some kind of coup that will be, because at that point when they kidnapped those girls, we're seeing bombing everywhere, even within Abuja. What has never happened before in Abuja? There were bombings. Even the UN secretariat was bombed. We're seeing churches being bombed in Madala, in Zizuba there, and inside the Abuja there. I mean, that's to tell you that this is no longer child's play anymore. So, and all these efforts, and we saw the Boko Haram, they were gaining grounds. They were almost at the outskirts of Maiduguri. In fact, they've been shooting bomb into the Maiduguri airport there. You know, that's to tell you, I mean, they just made it ungovernable for him, you know. So if he continue holding on to that power, I mean, it's possible that they topple him in they will do some kind of coup. But he knew what he was fighting. I mean, he knew what he was dealing with. That was why he said, my ambition is not worth anybody's blood. Right there, that's a true Democrat for me. I will always have my respect for that. But then you see, the point is that when we say to some people, some Agbados here, they come here, if not because the United States meddled into that election, do you think Tinubu will be there today? You people know what you did now. You people, you all knew what you did. You know how you promoted the terrorism, and you you escalated the whole. Every 5
No,
or 7.
I don't think that was Tinubu's push. I think that was
No,
the northern. I think Tinubu came in laterally.
man. It's okay. I don't want to. You see, the point is,
No,
if
no,
I
no.
want to
We're
exonerate
just
Tinubu,
no. We're just actually having a conversation. It's not even. I'm not even exonerating him or I think when they wanted to push Goodluck Jonathan out, I think it actually came first out of the north, where you had all of these northern governors pledging alliance or allegiance to Buhari, and then you had Lamido Sanusi, who was the governor of the central bank then, actually giving money to the APC space. And then we had the Chibok girl situation, which Goodluck Jonathan did not believe was he thought it was a political move, and he probably from that interview still thinks it was a political move. And then off the back of that, you had this glut of northern governors going to the United States, being entertained by the Americans, and then all of that pressure was coming in. And then as that pressure gained momentum, the Tinubu tagged onto it to add the Southwest for that push. But
no, that's not what happened.
No,
that's not what actually happened. I mean, it happened like you said, but you're not putting the history in the order in which they happened. Tinubu and Buhari, they've been romancing. Man, they formed from CPC and APC and whatever. They've all merged together. They formed that party. So it was when some of those people from PDP now, they also joined them, the new PDP, and they formed that APC, the demonic party that we know today. So now from there, since they become a single one party now, they were jostling among themselves who is going to be their candidates. So on that process, many other governors, they jump into that bandwagon of APC. The one that will move from CPC and from other AMPP and whatever crap from the north and AC and the Abuga so they all came together. So that was when it was towards that when they were going to their primaries that it was becoming that APC now is now an opposition party to PDP. That was when they started doing all those crap they were doing. So you not tell me that Tinubu was not in the know of what was going on. He's in the know. Who was the one that was encouraging the Bubu to go to what was that place that you used to go and talk in UK there where you live? That place.
Chatham House.
Chatham House. Was it not what's his name? This guy, Tinubu that I said today, I was telling him that, why don't you go just at least that would push your status. Go there and make a speech there. I mean, it wasn't the Daily there back then when I read back then. There were people that were grooming him. So my point is this: is that you can't tell me that Tinubu is not in the know, but he saw the opportunity, and let's not go there because it's very difficult for us to start going back to this history. But my point is this: is that it baffles me is that you see, I've said it when I said it here that you people are creating a monster. Tinubu is that monster you people are creating, in the sense that Tinubu is not just an ordinary politician. He is a corrupt person, very corrupt in every way, and he has a way of corrupting every institution around him that is under his control. So my point is this: is that he is different from Bubu. I mean, we can see what is playing out. Bubu, I mean, we thought maybe Buhari was a despot. Man, look at this guy. This guy look at how he captured. Even when this guy was there, the senator was there before he left office. They were not even pandering to Bubu like this one that we saw here now. The Senate under Tinubu right now. This Senate, they are just something else. I mean, under Bubu, we see this. They see kind of hide things. They see do things in a hidden way. I mean, when did you see Bubu go into National Assembly and everybody's singing on your mandate we shall stand? The desecration of our National Assembly.
Now, are you saying Ahmed Lawan was not a rubber stamp?
It was a rubber stamp, but not at the level of what we saw under Tinubu. Do you know how many bills were passed? The speed at which they passed some bills, not even a national anthem. What do you want me to go on and start listening?
Yeah, so that's an efficient.
No, it's not. That's not an efficient. You don't see, woman. Oh yeah, come on, it's okay.
No. Are you saying there should be? Are you saying there should be a stumbling block to
the national budget? How long did it take them to pass it?
Yes, they should pass it with expediency now, unless there's an objection. Unless they have an objection, they have no reason not to pass it quickly.
Okay, well, I know we always have something to say, just to report and just to say this is that. It's okay. But the point is this: wisdom is proved right by its works. We shall see. Whatever Tinubu is doing, the impact on that country is what we can see now, and we can see how far that has gone now. Whatever he said he's doing, whatever strategy that you people call him. But the point is this: for me, it's just Tinubu understood the dynamics. He understands the politics. That is why he's trying to silence every opposition right now. So a few days ago, I heard when you were talking about what's his name, Yele was not supposed to be. I've said it before here. Yele about if he enter Nigeria, and he himself confirmed it that he has. That's it. I mean, it's just a matter of just reading the pattern, or reading the events that are going on. You can see the trend. You can see where the pointers there. As if I have a crystal ball that I used to see. I see things here. There are certain people that are listed. They are not persona non grata. If they enter Nigeria, they will catch them. I believe I'm one of them.
Why would they want
don't worry
to?
now. Don't worry now. We too were in the know now. I'm just it's okay. My point is this one.
Tinubu doesn't know it. Don't worry about it.
He doesn't have to know me. Àwọn ẹmẹ̀wà ẹ̀, àwọn club orúkọ ẹ̀, àwọn ajá ẹ̀ tó gbé sí ẹnu ibodè, tó gbé sí ẹnu airport ibẹ̀ ọtí mọ̀ wá now. I mean, Tinubu doesn't have to tell people. He doesn't have to tell DSS. I mean, he's a Yoruba guy that is there now. He's more Yoruba ló wà ńbẹ̀, Ajayi ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀. It's not Ajayi ló ń porúkọ ẹ̀ sìn. The guy that is there now, the DG of DSS. He's a Yoruba guy now. So you see, let's not go. I don't want to start talking stories here. My point is this: is that they have shortlisted some people that are not, if they enter Nigeria today, and I won't be surprised my name is there. I won't be surprised. And they have a way of finding that they want to know who they are, who I am, or who anybody is. They have a way of knowing. Not to say I'm saying I'm there, but people like myself who are criticizing them, they know that they want to do that, they will do it. But that's not that I've not done anything right. I criticize Tinubu. I criticize his criminal government. I call him a criminal government running because all the people there in his government, they are criminals. The Akpabio himself is a criminal. I mean, it's like let's not. So my point is this.
What about what Tafawa Balewa is saying? It says Tinubu inherited near bankrupt Nigeria, making efforts to recover. So, do you concede first the first half of that statement that he inherited a near bankrupt country?
Woman, there's certain things I don't like to speak to. We hear certain. I mean, during when Tinubu entered there, we're hearing different things. Oh, yeah, Tinubu had about $23 billion in the foreign purse. No, it's $11 billion. No, it is $3 billion. No, it is $500 million. We don't even know what it was. So how do you want me to know what it is? Oh, Emefiele bankrupted the CBN. He did everything. And then later we found out that no, there was some money. They took out some money. They go that this is a special agent, special counsel they had. They got some money back, recovered some money. And all those things, we don't even know how much they recovered back. So how can I now say for a certain to say that yes, Nigeria was near bankrupt? When we cannot see transparency among these people, but they want us to believe what they want us to believe. You enter, you are not even how many months you entered. You are already giving $1 trillion to build a coastal road that is not leading to anywhere. You're not going to be able to even do within an 8 years period. And you're telling me Nigeria is bankrupt. Nigeria is bankrupt. The first thing he did was he bought SUV for some of the newly elected rep members. You bought a new the Beast? What was it? Beast, Nigerian Beast version of the bulletproof car for himself and his wife and for Shetima and his wife. I mean, what are you talking about? And Nigeria is bankrupt. Nigeria is bankrupt, and they're building a new Aguda House, or what is it? Aguda House with new Vice President Lord. Come on, these guys. I mean, come on. You see, Nigeria is bankrupt. They came to America. Here for their UN summit. They come here and spending money. And you're telling me they went to Dubai and without entry. Come on, see what Tinubu. I mean, a woman, please. You see, if people should stop all this kind of peddling all this kind of news. There are some people who just want to, I don't know, maybe they're looking at me because Ajuri is no longer there now. They want to become the next Ajuri in there.
What do you make of that storyline, Ajuri's exit?
one man, let me just limit. So maybe this guy wants to become another jury, wants another position. You see, we know all these things. One man, forget it. As long as I can't put a finger to it, if Nigeria was truly bankrupt, or they just want to send us dummy, so that we can believe that yes, so that they continue looting and doing having their free for all kind of government. I mean, for me, you see, I just don't know what to make of this Tinubu and his government, because I just know more well Remalane. I mean,
so Malayan in 2027. That's the question.
Yeah.
I will win 2027 presidential election. PDP is dead. So President Kwankwaso apparently, allegedly.
Well, I mean, on that, you see, I don't know what this guy is up to. It's very hard for us to tell now. But I like the move that Obi is making, in the sense that he's trying to wriggle the Labour Party out of the hands of this crooked people within the Labour. But the rot within the Labour Party is so immense that I don't know if you're able to clean it up, and not even the legal order that he has to overcome with regard to those people that they are trying to remove, the Abure camp, this guy, Lamidi camp, all of them. Maybe it should just lock them down in some legal battle that will distract them from so many things. So for me, I would just say let him just go restart another political party. But that's another thing again. Is it going to be possible for him to start forming that alliance from now to before 2027? I think 3 years from now is too small for time to do all of that. So I think you only need either PDP or that Labour. So if he's able to get Labour together, which I doubt he's able to do. But with Kwankwaso, with his own NNPP now that he's trying to sell that NNPP now, I think he said he went to go and inaugurate a new secretariat in Castilla. I don't know. You see, for me, I just believe that, like somebody said, yeah, maybe it was you or some other people said, that anything that all these Northerners are doing, they are just doing it for against 2031, is it 31 or 32? That's what they are all just about. It's not about, because they don't say that, they know that they cannot contest against Tinubu in 2027. But I said it's a lie. They can still defeat Tinubu in 2027. All they just need to do is, they all need to come together and form one block. After all, how much did Tinubu had in that last election? He only had 8 million. The majority of people did not vote for him. If you tally together or put together all the combined numbers of the other candidates, they are more than Tinubu's, twice his numbers. So what are we talking about? So my point is this: is that when I'm getting out here is this, that I don't see some of it besides Atiku that I know that is hell bent. He wanting to wrestle this thing from Tinubu in 2027. But if those elites from the north are not in support of him, it might be very, very difficult for him to defeat Tinubu. That is, if he's able to get somebody from the south, say for example, if Obi decides to say he wants to be his running mate, which I doubt is going to happen, and if Obi do it, Obi might lose people like myself. Probably he will lose somebody, no doubt he will lose somebody like myself. So if he does align with Atiku for 2027, Tinubu is in trouble. So, but then the only way I know that Tinubu.
But Gula, National Man, you are the one that just said that the only way they can win Tinubu is when they work together. And you are saying now that if Obi should align with him, with Atiku, and be his vice president, that he will lose someone like you, will lose your support. So, is that not contradictory position?
Yeah, well, I'm just one of those few people that are not really. I'm not a fanatic of Obi. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And I know there are some people like that are not fanatic, but we are minority in that. If you will call us obedient. I'm not obedient, but I'm obedient, like I used to say. But you will lose somebody like us. We are in the minority. So some people are so very fanatic about it. Anywhere he goes, they will follow him. Yes, even though you enter Gota, we will enter and follow and enter Gota. They are the majority among the obedience or people that are leaning towards obedience. So people like me, maybe might not really matter in the equation. So that's what I'm trying to say. But the point I'm trying to make here is this: that Atiku will still need the combined support of the Northerners. And if truly El-Rufai is working, because I don't believe El-Rufai is working he wants to work against Tinubu. I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either. You know, I think closer to the elections they'll bring him back on board because
okay, go on, please.
No, I was going to say that El Rufai has presidential ambitions of his own, and
Yeah.
those ambitions can only be fulfilled within the APC. So it would serve him more if he was in Tinubu's good books than not. So the only politics for El Rufai is to navigate himself back into Tinubu's good books.
Well, I don't know how true that good book or whatever, even the whatever beef he had with Tinubu, how true that beef is. I just believe that he's being sent out to go and, go and get all the strategies that these people are trying to make against Tinubu. That's what I believe. And they want to be careful about El-Rufai. El-Rufai not be that kind of person that you want to, because himself, he knows the political. Yeah.
To answer one man's question, I think El-Rufai presidency will be a hard one to sell. The man doesn't have political credibility that much. So I don't know how they'll be able to turn it around within how many years, even when he has already said things that shouldn't have been said, politically. So it will be a hard sell to put him forward as a candidate. It's like putting what's his name?
No, in 2031, no, not 2027.
I know people will revisit everything he has said. He said those things in the era of social media, and they are keeping receipts for him. So it's like putting Femi Fani-Kayode as a president, as a presidential candidate. That would be a tall order. That's the way I see it, though. Any presidential ambition on the air.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Just put it in the cooler.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's just that you see, the Nigerian people, there's kind of people that they have this amnesia. They quickly move on and forgive things. And even when you are showing them evidence, like even this Tinubu, before he got there, we're telling people here, telling everybody, look at this guy, look at what he did in Lagos. Look, I mean, no, forget that. I mean, if you started, you see, forget it. Or just trying to cover the eyes to some.
How important are those receipts even for all of the?
There we go.
No, for all, right? Yeah, for all of the criminalities that is documented against Peter Obi, the Pandora Papers, the 250 million naira that is stored in cash, the all the monies that he looted from Anambra State, the killings and everything. Look how they rebranded him, and El Rufai has not even done half of the rap sheet, the criminal record of Peter Obi. So if they can rebrand Peter Obi, they can rebrand.
Okay, all right. I don't want to contest that with you, because that will take us to another realm. If you have to start talking about what you just said now, I don't want to go into any argument with you on that. Well, you see, one man, yes, I agree with you that it's easy to rebrand things and then sell people that are formerly criminals and send them like a saint or some pseudo savior of the people, like the one that is there in Aso Rock now, and that turned out to be a total failure of any kind in the history of that country. But my point is this: you see, talking about the political move by this Kwankwaso, I think Kwankwaso is going to be a spoiler, because invariably, if he does not, because which I think he has expressed that in the last election, that I can't be your deputy. When you talk about political hierarchy and whatever crap, he used to say, "Oh, I'm a senior to you. Who were you when I was a minister of defense? When I was a governor? Where were you when I was in the Musaya Adua camp? Blah 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 crap." He talks about. Where are you when we were with the Talakawas? I mean, he used to say all those things. He said that Obi is just a political baby to him. So why should I be your deputy? You should be my deputy. So if he continues with that, then I don't see that merger happening, because there's speculation that Kwankwaso, what's his name? Former Kaduna State Governor, Minister of Federal Capital Territory, what's his name? This guy we just spoke about now. Him and Atiku, the four of them.
El-Rufai.
They've been making moves to form a merge, to merge together and form a. So that, which you see, there's a lot. The permutation right now for me is too early for me to say.
The permutation will not consider. The only alignment that I can see is an alignment between Peter Obi and Atiku, and I don't think that will be sufficient enough, because if you have that alignment and Kwankwaso then aligns with Tinubu, they still defeat them.
You see, for me, I don't even know what the idiot, what the crap Kwankwaso is talking about, because the very atmosphere that led to him leaving PDP is no longer there anymore. And if you want a national party that could really bring about, I mean, I like the way that guy replied him. That's Atiku's spokesperson. I replied him. I like the way you replied him, because you look at the party. How many did you have? So the point is that, and say we left PDP. We. What are the we? Talk about yourself, idiots. Talk about as if use this religious language. We left there and all those crap. My point is that Kwankwaso better for him. The best thing is just to move back to PDP. That's the best for him. So you see, that's just the only thing I see is that, like I said, I've said it before. Yeah, I said Tinubu is a killer of opposition. Either he does that physically or he do that diabolically.
But would you even recommend any serious politician moving to PDP the way it is at the moment?
Well, the point is that if PDP can get their acts together, the APC
between now and 2027,
yeah, if they can get it out together, because I think there is move now to sanitize their party, but how far that move is going to be, and the only thing is for that move to be complete,
apparently they've submitted a report on Seyi Makinde or Tom and Wike to the disciplinary committee.
That's you. So any rogue governor or whatever, a former governor or serving governor should be sanctioned, and if they let them leave the party, that doesn't count, because you're trying to show to the world that yes, we're ready now to discipline. We're a disciplined party, and we're not allowing discipline in our party. So I see a lot of things going there, a lot of shake up going on. But then the thing is that PDP has so much baggages that I don't know. It would be better for well, woman, let me not go too far, because it's very my crystal ball can't even see clearly right now because it's so foggy that I can't even really see.
Let me take you to the headline on the screen. Still with the Peter Obi narrative, but the one thing that Peter Obi has always stood accused of, still stands accused of, is that his politics is too ethnic. But it looks as though he's starting somewhat to respond to that. Obi appoints Ibrahim Umar as new spokesman. So it's really bringing in a lot of Northerners onto his team. But quite curiously, no Southwesterner apart from Dele Farutimi.
Well, I mean, it's gradually, I can see that even his obedient, the leader of the obedient group too, I think the other guy, what's his name, from Kaduna guy, that Kaduna guy that speaks Yoruba very well. What's his name? Tanko Mohammed, is it Tanko Yunusa? Yeah. He made him the head of the obedient worldwide or nationwide, I don't know. So anyway, my point is that that's a good move. And even the lady that is the head of their chairman now, the Obi Abia State Governor faction, I know is what's it called? Labour Party is factionalized now. We're yet to see what the pronouncement is going to be eventually if they go to court. But the point I'm trying to make here is that the lady also is from North. I think she's from she's a former senator from. I think she also is a former minister under Yadua. Is he under Yadua or Jonathan, Minister of Finance or something like that? Anyway, so yeah, she's from the North. So I think the politician he's playing right now is he needs to rid himself of that coloration of he's too exotic, because that's what people like Arabambi was talking about. You know, they made all the Igbos, they brought them into our party, and they want to ethnicize our Labour Party. And that's what. So if that's what it's doing, to de-ethnicize, let me use the word de-ethnicize, ethnicize, or the Igbo of Labour Party. That's good. I mean, that's a good move for him. I think that's what he needs to do, so that people, naysayers like you, man, and people like Ajale Koko and other people here that comes here and vibrate that yes, he's still ethnic, he's still Igbo kind of leaning kind of party. Well, if that's his move, I think that I must commend him for that. But then there's still much work to do. And I think the way it's going, the rate at which he's going, I think he's going. But I need him to go faster than that. What is going on? Because before I say Jack Robinson, we're in 2027. 2027 is around the corner, because we just have next year in between from now till when the election fever starts again. Because Tinubu will be like 2 years this time next year.
Where it's for the first time in Nigeria political history, local government.
Oh no! I wasn't intending to play. Carry on.
So for me, I think what he's doing is good. the Igboing of his political brand. People like Kenneth Okonkwo and other doesn't mean that they can't have a role to play, and they should be feel like they've been thrown out, but they should understand that the way Obi has been colored over time is one of the reasons why people
You
like
know, I cannot imagine an Obi presidency. I cannot see it, you know.
Well, you can't say you cannot imagine it. Say you cannot stand it because it sounds to me like you cannot stand it.
No, I cannot. No, I cannot. No.
You still now,
I cannot stand it. One, but then I cannot see it too. For the same, because I feel Obi is very disingenuous sort of a person, and I feel it's too ethnic. It's probably the most ethnic of all of the front runners.
Tinubu is not ethnic. Tinubu is not ethnic.
Because he said the Miloko Abi.
Oh, come on. You see, this is the hypocrisy we see every time when people like yourself come and talk and other people come here and talk. Hypocrisy just stinks to high heaven. I mean, like you're pointing a finger at one person. Look at the other one is pointing at you too. Like in the sense that your own person is there in Aso Rock now.
It's not my person. No, don't keep saying it's my person.
Okay. Let me just the people here that come here, and you see what Tinubu is doing. You see, it's just the hypocrisy I see with this APC and these bat idiots them and the bastards.
Is that Bayego speaking?
You know, but yeah, I want to trigger them, let them come here. People like Kulata, let them come up here. So yeah. So I mean, I just a joke. I mean, you're no more about no. I mean, so anyway, so my point is that it's just when they come here, they just point finger at. You look at Tinubu, Ajuri, what's his name? This guy that left now. I know it's because of this ethnic crap that made him to leave.
Why? How do you mean?
Okay, if you look at that guy, all his press releases compared to this old man, what's his name? This former PM Onanuga, compared to him, you can see the difference. Even though I know himself can be very annoying. What's his name? That is a fake accent and fake English that he always like to speak like as if he speak on top of Nigerians like as if Nigerians are that at the level.
It's American trained now, so.
Who are you talking about?
Ajuri Ngalalai.
You are mocking his accent. Why are you like?
I mean, that accent is too fake, but my bro, come on. It's just, I mean, not as if it's fake, but I know it. But it's just when you're talking to Nigerians, you're talking to Nigerians. Don't be talking like as if we are at the level of White House kind of press briefing. You know, go and ask this former when Obasanjo was there. This guy from Enugu, ran for Enugu State governor one time. Like, what's his name? That guy. I mean, I like him. He speaks for now, but then you go bring him down to your level. I mean, he could talk like saying he talk to you and you. And this other guy from Nasarawa State too. That man too. He too talk. So we've had people like that. So come here, I mean, talking like as if you speak all the English in the books. So my point is that I mean, it's this same ethnic that played in Aso Rock. I mean, I don't know if you people are aware. There's a rumor that there's a rift between what's his name, the vice president and the president. Are you guys aware of that?
Hold on. Have you heard the phrase "Be careful what you wish for"?
What do you mean?
How does that phrase complete? Be careful what you wish for. Do you know how it completes?
I'm trying to understand what you mean.
No. Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. It's how that phrase goes. You've been asking.
My point is that there's a rumor that there's a rift between the vice president and the president. Have we seen this before? Yes. We know what Tinubu is all capable of doing. All his somebody that had about 3 different deputies when he was there.
What would be the basis of that rift? What's the?
Well, people within the Aso Rock there that are close to Aso Rock, there's been a rumor like that. But they said Aso Rock came and, I mean, is it the presidency itself? The press people working for the president directly said, no, it's just for mischief. What I just believe is that in every rumor, there's some kind of truth in it. If you look at
that's right.
Yeah, Mongo.
When Jonathan was Jonathan and his principal, Yaradua, were in office. You know, I can't remember the last time he chaired the Federal Executive Council without the presence of Yaradua. But this is a man where his principal not even around, and he didn't just share the meeting. The foreign dignitaries that were also in attendance, he also saw them. So how could you have assumed or believe the rumor that there's a rift? People disagree. That's normal. But to assume that there's a rift to the point that you and I would know about it at this early stage of their administration, I doubt it. It's just mere rumor.
Well, I mean, it could be rumor, like I said. I'm not saying there's substance to it. I'm just saying close sources to. I mean, my close sources to to the Aso Rock.
Is Mayegun? Is it the Mayegun that you sit down that and listen to
where did you hear that from?
24/7 that is telling you that
where did you hear that from Mayegun?
one thing is doing one thing?
You're even using his slangs now. So.
Pass you now. Mayegun, you be Mayegun houseboy. Mayegun. You sit down there, they crown waiting that deluded guy they talk. Come here, they say there's an enmity between vice president. Come off it.
I mean,
I did listen to him. I don't listen to him now.
So when I say why do this from Mayegun?
You know, pass both of you now. How many things have you been regurgitating here from the guy?
How many things? Tell me, how many things that?
Almost everything you say here, you got it from that guy. Almost everything. Stop speaking vernacular. People don't not everybody understands Yoruba.
Okay, it's okay. Even though if since you said you don't listen to him, so how do you know I'm regurgitating what he has?
It's you now.
How do you know now? How do you know?
Okay, how do I know the color of the sky is blue?
I know, and I don't listen to the guy.
How do you know?
I always try to listen to him, but I just find him.
So you try to, but you don't know.
Outside of Rudolph, I don't think I can abide any of the spaces.
It's okay. If people but it's okay. But I tell you, most of the things I'm saying here, things that I did on my own. I'm not saying that.
So are you happy that Tinubu is changing his cabinet? I can't be.
I mean, economy.
Kojeniko is the president now. It sounds almost like a Kisha too, but anyway, he's your president.
So forget that thing. You see, these people are just full of shit.
It's not Yoruba. I don't understand what you say. Rasha Kulata.
Mama Dalo, Omo Edo now.
So the thing is, people just say, just speak crap here. Oh, he did this, and the other day, our friend here, Emeka, look at him. He's signing MOU. He wants to bring a nuclear gauge.
That nuclear bomb. Now you then go take blue. Now you then go first blue.
They will do the technology transfer. Look at this guy. I mean, look at you people are just full of shit. I mean, like you come here just where is your what's it called? This man's report that they said you people say was trying to implement all the thing he has done. 40,000.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Your
what?
Cutting down the agencies that he had. What was that man's report?
What? Say it.
Orosai report.
Oh, on the table now.
It
takes time to implement a rational mind.
70,000 naira minimum wage. Where is that today? You see, people.
Haven't you collected your own?
Collected what?
Your minimum wage now, 70,000.
Hold on, 70,000 minimum wage now.
Sure, take back here. They've been giving it now.
You cannot rule by propaganda. Sooner or later, the truth will come out.
Wait. Oh, hold on.
You think you can just come and just
rational mind. The bag of rice is for people that have NIN and for civil servants.
NIN. So,
wait. Should Nigerians not have NIN?
So my papa waiting for Nigeria now. Where they ask me for money.
Your papa don't suppose they ask for 40,000 naira rice now. How about you? They work for America.
No, be Nigerian.
You they work for America now. Why your papa go they look for rice?
Only my papa. Okay, what about my other people?
That's a good question though. That's a good question. How would I have let that old man rely on that?
Also for rice.
Hold on. You, Adewale, when Trump was sharing $500 for everybody, yeah, share how many dollars for it? Why did you say because I'm okay, I don't need it? Why don't you say that?
I didn't collect it now.
You didn't collect it.
Not everybody collected that. Not everybody collected that money.
We didn't collect it now. For what now? What are you talking about? Because you collect 500, you think everybody's going to collect 500?
What am I like? What about? I mean, like,
what are you talking about now? So, are you saying that Nigerians should not get NIN number? Wait now, hold on. Let's talk. We don't have to fight. Are you saying Nigerians should not have NIN number? That's kind of like social security number. So you want you want a country where people don't have identity.
I didn't say that.
And so why are you beefing that? Okay, if you have identity, go and buy 40,000 naira rice.
So I mean, people that have my own younger sister that has the NIN. Why should not go and buy it? Why should I just get it?
No, you shouldn't be talking about your family member because you should be responsible for them.
Boy, I mean, woman, silence this guy. Silence this guy. I don't.
Why would you silence me?
You were asking him to come in now.
You asked for me and I came. Now you are saying that you silence me.
Oh, is that what you mean by be careful of what you wish for?
That's what I meant.
Oh yeah, now I get it. Now I get
it. To ask for it, we be careful what you wish for.
Oh,
you got it.
Yeah, so be careful, really, indeed. For me, you see, it's just you people lies are just too much. And you people come here and you can't kind of defend this your stupid lies and everything. Oh, yeah, they float the naira. The naira will be led there. We find this value. No intervention for the government. And now what are we seeing? Yes, Tinubu will do this. I mean, come on. What are you people? What is wrong with?
But wait. Rational mind. Now stop. Has Naira not found its value?
Oh, it has found the value. And they keep injecting money and telling Bureau de Change to sell it as a particular
you know what the managed float? Do you know what a managed float is?
Oh, yes, you borrow. I'm lodging. Managed floating. You people go and go. You people, I mean, let me not swear for you people. People like
why would you swear for us? So do you think I'm making it up that we are practicing managed float? Am I making it up?
Another terminology, managed float. Managed
float lashing now. I'm not kidding.
How ridiculous that would even sound. Managed
float. Honestly speaking, I'm not kidding. You can Google it. I'm not kidding.
Kidding me now. Kidding me. You see, you people are just full of shit. I mean, like, I don't know what kind of you people are. All this whole bunch of Agbado people. I don't know where you people are from. You see somebody running a country, running it ground, and you come here and start throwing around some brandishes, some kind of English word I don't even know what the meaning is. And you come here and you be defending him. NIN. You need NIN to go and get.
Okay. Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question?
When they were sharing those palliative, she wanted to NIN.
But that's why it was corrupt now. So they cleaned it up.
Oh, now it was corrupt. So now it's not going to be corrupt again.
Yes, now if you have your NIN, you can go and collect rice for 40,000. No. Rational mind. Is it wrong? Wait. You're very emotional. Let's calm down. Is it wrong to prove that you're a Nigerian before you buy discounted rice? Yes or no? Is it wrong to prove that you're a legitimate Nigerian before you're allowed to buy discounted rice? Is it wrong?
I'm not saying it's wrong.
Okay, so why are you beefing it then?
You're talking about the hypocrisy and the lies and everything that you.
What's the lies and hypocrisy? You do something, it didn't work well, and then you made it more efficient.
Never meant doing anything.
Why would you say that? Didn't they try at first? Okay. So you just want to complain. I think that's all you want to do. No, because I'm trying to talk to you, but you don't want to talk to me. No, okay, if you start something, if you start to distribute rice and then it gets corrupt, and then you pull back, and then you go and re-strategize.
Mind you again, and you
Isn't that what happened?
Go and look at the Nairametrics or is it Daily Times? The report was that, hold on, civil servants with NIN, civil servants with NIN will be sold that 40,000 naira rights.
That's what I said.
No, you said if you don't have NIN, that's what you did.
When I joined, I said, go and buy your 40,000 naira rice if you have NIN and you're a civil servant. That's what I said.
You never said civil servant. Guys,
I did.
Go and rewind and listen to this guy.
Okay, people that can rewind it will rewind it. Okay, let's move on. But you know, this is just phase. Wait, they said phase 1, civil servant. Phase 2, it will be open to everybody.
Robert, keep this guy out of this place. Get out of here. You know what it is for? Ekoma, just to make stuff up. Just keep making stuff in the middle of everything. You can't just.
But look, you are really riling yourself up. We both agreed just now.
You people are propaganda is just
no. Wait. We both agreed that it's okay. That is a good thing for people to verify before they get some benefit, right? Any same country, you don't want just anybody, people from Mexico, Guatemala, to come and be getting benefits. You want them to show their social security number. So that's what we're doing in Nigeria. We're doing social security number to buy rice.
Let me say something. In 1980, 89, 88, 89 to the 90s, at least up to like 2001 or 2, 10,000 CFA with 1,500 naira. You can change 1,500 naira to 10,000 CFA. Today, you know how much 1,000 CFA is?
What does that matter?
No, I'm because you said something now. That's why.
But it doesn't matter now. What you're saying doesn't matter.
You just call me a propagandize. Now, my point is that we are seeing reverse migration now. Nigerians just some few like a month, like a week or 2 ago, I was talking to a friend of mine in Benin Republic, and he was telling me about somewhere in Benin Republic, girls as young as 14 years, prostitution. Why? Because our money, the value, if they give them 1,000, if you give them 1,000 CFA, it's like big money in Naira. And back in 1999, 1990, 2000, as long as I can remember very well, you can change 1,000 francs, we call it 1,000 francs. You can change it for 120 naira, 150 naira to 1,000 francs. But the reverse is the case today. So you wanted to come and be fighting for your palliative that is not even sure for your own citizen. Now they show
okay,
value than you.
Let me ask you a question.
Get out of here.
In 1983, when 505 was 3,000 something, 3,500 naira or something like that. How many people could buy the 505 at 3,500 naira? That the CFA was low. No, answer my question. Just answer my question.
I don't like this or what about? You just like to.
I'm trying to get somewhere. I'm trying to get somewhere. Okay. So what the purchasing power parity between Nigeria and Benin Republic? How is it now?
Yeah, you tell me.
Nigeria is a much cheaper country than Benin Republic. And all these countries you're talking about, yes, Nigeria is a much cheaper country. And when you look at, on the average, Nigeria is still better off than them. I mean, when you're talking about currency, you don't, I mean.
Your citizen can afford the cheapness you're talking about. You see, don't come here and come and scream this your.
And I just asked you that when Naira was 1 naira to $1, how many people could spend 3,500 naira on a car?
People were
they were taking higher purchase.
People were buying cars there.
They weren't buying. They were taking loans to buy.
Okay, fine. If you are a civil servant, you get higher purchase. Then you buy Peugeot. Then you buy what's it called.
And at some point in time, they stopped the loans. People couldn't afford them.
Dude, would you let me speak? At least they see higher purchase, right? Civil servant
not for everybody.
Civil servant can afford to buy cars today. How many civil servants can afford to buy cars?
The same. You actually have more people, but when you look at the ratio of Nigerians alive, the ratio of more people buying cars now than then.
Are they buying it on higher purchase or are they buying it?
They are buying it. Actually, nowadays, they even buy it cash outright than then.
So, and then those money that they used to buy it outrightly, was it from their salary that all of them got that money?
Of course.
Go and sit down. Go and. This guy, you are just something else. You're something else.
So are you trying to tell me the ratio? Are you trying to tell me the ratio of Nigerians driving cars is not higher now than then?
It's either they've done their own side business or they've done fraud, which is so rampant now.
Okay, so if there's size business, that means there's more economic opportunities now.
The level of decline that we're seeing, it's not like whatever you're trying to bring. You're trying to like.
No, that's not true. I don't believe you.
No, Nigerians, we don't have the level of mass criminality in the system. In the compromise.
There was actually there was a lot of armed robbery back then.
Check, this guy. You
are talking to someone that was aware then, so you can't.
To do this. What about?
All right, Rational, let me take you to one more space, and then we'll go on to Dewale just to. I think Kulata already hinted at it. Tinubu's dissolving his cabinet, bringing in fresh talent.
One man, please. I have this call. Go to our person, please.
All right, brilliant. So Dewale, pick it up from there. The headline.
Laura Mirami.
No, you are there. Anyway. So Dewale, are you ready? The headline on the.
I'm here. I'm here. Why is it recording? I'm here.
Yeah, we can hear you, but in the usual quickie manner. But
it's echoing back to me. I don't know.
It shouldn't be. We are not hearing echoes. Yeah, we are not hearing echoes from you.
Oh Lord. Okay. If that is the case, that's fine. I don't like that long voice. Okay, so who is trying to reshuffle the cabinet? Is it a shuffling cabinet or is completely going to do away with this non-performing cabinet?
What they're actually saying, the way it reads from the readout, they said it's going to dissolve the cabinet. So everybody gets sacked. So the performing ones then get automatically reappointed, and the non-performing ones are sent home to be replaced by somebody else.
I think at least those guys that were appointed based on the political affiliation by now would have recovered every penny they spent during the election. So if I thought they let them go out of the government, they won't have any issue to against Tinubu. But there are some of them that actually perform very well, and I hope that they'll be able to retain it. Some of them that we know, those who usually come to report on the media.
We can't hear you.
Okay.
It's still playing like it's playing like a guitar.
Yeah, I could hear myself even cracking up. Okay, that's better now.
Yeah, that's better now. Carry on.
So the likes of Keyamo, I think this daily what's this guy? The former spokesperson when he was the governor. What's his name again? There's now heading Solid Mineral. Daily Alake. I think it should be removed. I think by now he must have established that ministry. I think by now
it should be removed.
The Ministry of Information.
No, I think it's in the perfect place for him. He seems to be putting up a performance there.
Yeah, but Tinubu need a very strong voice. I mean, when I heard that Julia Galele is leaving, I don't even know the name of the information minister, to be honest. Gone are the days of Walter.
I think it's Tahir Maman. I think it's Tahir Maman.
I don't know his name. But most of the time it's Tinubu's spokesperson that we always hear from. But you see, Tinubu need a very strong voice. During Galele has done his bit, and he served his principle well. However, we needed a very strong someone that knows how to communicate. Most of the time when you hear Duri Agolele, he speaks or he talks like a modern spokesperson, or should I say this Gen Z kind of spokesperson. His mode of communication is not that Nigerians are not used to it. And I won't condemn him because he did his best. But we needed someone who understands the society we live now
and it can, most of the positive thing Tinubu is doing could, all the time come out and let the public know, other than just engaging people on the social media or disagreeing with his counterpart, Onanuga and all that. But I think it's high time, 1 year is enough to reshuffle or dissolve the cabinet, especially when they are not up to, up to par. And I mean, Tinubu himself cannot deny that his cabinets are working well. But because of political influence and other interferences, we not want to do it immediately. But at least 1 year is enough. If I thought you want to, tie it to December, that's fine. But it's a very good development. If it's going to do it, or if it's not a rumor, but we shall see who is going to retain.
Because we've had that before. Like a few months ago, they said it was going to it was going to reshuffle the cabinet. That was the terminology. But now they're saying it's going to dissolve it, which is to say everybody goes. Then some of you can come back.
I mean, if he dissolved them, it's gonna look. It's gonna look as if his cabinet is weak, and he doesn't want to project that to the public. The shufflement would be the best thing, where other ministers are retained and put in other ministry or in the same ministry. But completely dissolving it and bringing in new people would show some level of leadership weakness or inefficiency, and it shouldn't be like that way. So, but I'll support the government, and all those performing ministers should be retained.
Do you think it's too late into the administration? Because the administration, in terms of work, they only have about 12, 14 months of work left before politics takes over. So do you think you should have done it a lot sooner?
No, I don't think so. How would that have, the big or the optic will be very, very bad, because it took a while before he appointed this bunch of lazy bones. So and he wouldn't want to give his opponent something to say when it comes to assembling his team. I don't think a year is too late. As a matter of fact, I expect maybe towards 2 years by the time they made term election. We don't have midterm election in Nigeria, but at least election started, the second year or even the fourth year. So it's not too late as far as I'm concerned, because it can be changing, cabinets every now and then. And there's no administration that always retain the first team. It's just like when you're playing a sport game, you have your first team and your second team. And if there's anyone not doing well, you don't change them, immediately after second. You want to watch first before, you start lining up those in reserve. But by and large, I think those ones are not performing. That minister of tourism. I don't. When he appointed that woman was in London for God knows state, was poisoning. Today, people I don't think she has given any press release or any interview at all. What's his name? Lola John. Yeah. So people like that should be getting rid of completely. So that's where I stand on that.
All right, brilliant. So to the headline of Kwankwaso telling us that he's going to win the 2027 election. So of course that in itself is a joke, but what it actually speaks to is that no real progress is being made in that alliance that they are saying they are trying to form. Because of course, PDP hits back hard at him. He's saying he's going to be president. He tells us PDP is dead. So what are you making of that space then, that they cannot come together, and only that coming together can really threaten the status quo?
Odara Bill is just lying to himself. It's not lying to the public. Anybody that buys these lies is just one of those daydreamer like obedience. How would they be able to win 2027 for the sake of stability of that country? Kwankwaso or even any northerner will not win that election. If at all, they're trying to change the government, must be somebody from the south, can be from the north. Because it's very, very crucial when it comes to the stability of that country. The Nigerian have gone beyond just politics. Politics is factoring with president's candidate is elected. But Kwankwaso, if any alliance that we want to get into now, um, it's going to be so hard. And for someone who comes from the north, I don't see that alliance, you know, gaining momentum or achieving anything. How is it going to be? Is it going to come from the NNPP, the party that is shaking in the Kano? I don't see that coming. As a matter of fact, he's an ally of Tinubu. All this thing is just political talk. When the politicking starts proper, we will see who is in alliance with or who. But all these rumor, groundwork stuff, it's just to be relevant in the public for till the politics takes shape proper. I don't see the alliance forming. And PDP has not even shown that they are serious enough to form any alliance at all. They are not. Anyway, let me talk about on the your brother appointing a northerner as a spokesperson. Um, you know, one thing about Peter Obi is that it's very, very predictable. Predictable in the sense that it's easier to calculate his next move, and it's not good for his politics. And that's why anyone any day will always checkmate him when it comes to politics. Appointing a northerner will not change who he has been depicted in the media or in the public. Uh, I still believe that someone like that Tanko would have been more effective than that unknown guy that he appointed. He needed someone who is strong when it comes to communication. I'm not talking about the former PDM. Was in Atiku's spokesperson. What's his name? Shuaibu. Is it Shuaibu? Frank Shuaibu, who was nobody but trying to act like important personality. I mean, it was not a good boy. Can you imagine? So I don't know. It seems that he is trying to change things. By the way, he trying to change the principle of leader of the Labour Party is just saying it's like doing abracadabra. A party that it didn't help to build from the scratch. How could they have raised the administration of the party from the original founding members or members? So people are appointing a non-person that will not change anything. It's just a way of let's deodorize this ethnic affiliated whatever they people have called them in the past. You know, appointing a northern as person will not change anything. If you like, let him appoint a Yoruba man. It won't change anything. It's just a matter of him being calculated and foreseeing, or putting his best foot forward. That, to me,
I was just noticing, Dewale, that there is no strong Yoruba presence in the Obi narrative. So if you remove Dele Farotimi, then you cannot really say that there's any real Yoruba voice there.
Dele Farotimi is not even a principal officer of Labour Party or obedient. He was just a sympathizer.
Yeah, but it's a senior voice there. But if you remove him, you cannot mention one Yoruba person that's active within that space.
You're right. It's a very strong personality in his movement, in the video movement. But you have to look at it. How many people even know Dele Farotimi, apart from those people who are operating on social media? How many people? I mean, I'm not trying to diminish his his popularity, but these are just Instagram or social media personality per se. How many people know who Jennifer Timini in Lekki or yeah? Not very many. Not very many. But at least within the space where he operates, people know who he is. I try to look at the principal officers of Labour Party, even obedient movement. I haven't seen much of Yoruba people in that happened. And that was what this guy was
The
talking
only
about.
Yoruba voice they had. Yes, Akin Oshintokun, is he still active there? I think he left, didn't he?
I doubt it.
Doing Okupe has left.
Oh, yeah. Actually, if you watch the interview that he gave on Arise and Channel, it seems that he's not there here or there. It seems he has, moved on from that movement per se. They were all looking for power, any means necessary. So he doesn't have much alliance or affiliation with. As soon as they lost that
this coloration
election,
you people do here sometimes it's just baffling.
he moved on.
Who's not looking for power? Is your what's his name? Ononuga and this one, Bajabi, I mean, all of them. Are they not looking for power? When they
But
were
there's
fighting to become
diligence in their action. They've worked for a long time.
so,
You
so
see
this one they did not work for it.
where their political affiliation is.
So Oshitokun did not work for it. Delefaro did not work for it. Is that what you're saying?
Oshitokun moved from his original party. As a matter of fact, where he was supposed to contest, and then put his tent with Peter Obi, thinking that the momentum will favor him. So, and it doesn't work that way. And if you listen to his interview that he gave, after the election, he more or less said, look, he has moved on and it's not going to be part of all this stable movement called obedience. It's going to end up like a Chowores movement where the principal is going to be on exile.
I know you people
It's
just wish
simple as that.
you wish them away. You just wish them away.
It's not about it's the reality.
That's what you people wish. You wish.
That's
So
rational mind.
your people can reign supreme, right? You can reign supreme, right?
No,
is that what
it's
you want?
the reality. Rational
mind. Rational mind. I don't actually think anybody wishes him away. I think people. I mean, for myself personally, you want a vibrant opposition, which Peter Obi seems to be the only person providing at the moment. So you have to have somebody to counterweight government now. So,
but you understand why it's not playing out that way. You understand why it's not playing out that way? Because there is PDP that's supposed to be the major opposition party. They're not doing their work, and the PDP has been fractionalized. I don't say fraction. So that's why fractionalized. That's what I mean.
Yeah, so that's why Obi is important, because he's the only viable opposition there at the moment, and I don't think even the most ardent Tinubu supporter will want him to be unopposed now. We need opposition now.
No, come on. You don't say they don't need opposition. The what they wish is just they will keep quiet and they just go away.
No, you need a vibrant opposition.
You do not.
How do you hold? Who holds the government to account?
This is just a wishful thinking. You, on one hand, you wish for it, but you want to dictate how those opposition should be opposition. That's what that is.
No.
You want to create your own kind of opposition.
You don't. The opposition they create a counter narrative, and then you counter that. They create that conversation for the betterment of the country. So they oppose the government comes back to counter that opposition, and then in between that to and fro, then you establish where the progression is. So I think everybody wants anybody that wants progress for that country will want a vibrant opposition.
Hear me out, What you people want is you want to create your own opposition, or you want to you have your own idea of what an opposition should be. That you want to give them topics to talk about. But if they want to talk about topics that really matters to them, how they see it, then you go against them. Like, oh no, they're not even talking the right thing. They're just going making noise. I mean, you don't tell opposition how to be opposition. Let them be opposition in their own way, and just watch them. So, and if you have any counter narrative, push forward with the counter narrative. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but that's the counter narrative now. Is it not to oppose the opposition?
No. Well, but then what I've seen is like our man Ade. Yeah, they just go. What are they doing? They're not doing anything. What are they
Yeah, but
doesn't even matter anything.
Can I chip in something?
Yeah, come in, Patrick.
Rational mind, you see, opposition is also a representation of government. You understand, but in the opposing direction. So if we can oppose the government and review the way they run, the way they articulate their programs, we also have a duty to check the opposition too. You understand? So if the opposition is making a narrative in a particular way, and we the people feel that, oh, look at the way they are making their case, we have a right to do that. In short, not just a right, we have a duty to do that. You understand? Because there might come a time when the government buys up the opposition, and the opposition also be making narratives that are empty. They are not doing anything. They are just making counter narratives that are empty. Who checks the opposition? The people. So you can't say we don't have a right to tell them how to oppose. You understand? Because they are also a system. They are also part of governance process. You understand? But what we are even saying is that the opposition that is coming from maybe the Labour Party, PDP, ANPP, and the rest are just empty. They are likely, if you put them together, I think I don't know whether they are more now in House of Rep, but they are not throwing any weight. They are just empty. They are there. They are not making opposition to certain bills and votes that they feel are not favorable to the people with their votes. They are just there collecting money for cars and all those things. That's what we're seeing now.
I agree with you. It's just for me.
You,
It's just
you know, any group or individual that is only about echoing what is not working right in any administration is not an opposition. In a very strange environment, you still see the opposition giving out solutions to any problem. That doesn't diminish their stand when it comes to opposition. As a matter of fact, they even give them credibility as a great opposition that love their country and want the country to work. But when all you do is to echo and to continue to talk about what is not right, and you are not actually providing any solution to it, then that is just a noise maker. You show person you're not an opposition. A vibrant opposition will even prefer solution. Tell the government this is what you should do. Work with them and be in alliance in some ways. That doesn't take away the fact that you are trying to, take the power away from them. But what do we see our brothers doing is to, say what government is not doing right every time. They never celebrate something good ever, ever, and
because
that's
there's nothing to
terrible.
celebrate. Because there's nothing to celebrate. What is there to celebrate?
Okay, but you can't tell me that ever since this administration has been in power, they've not done something right.
Tell me
Yeah,
what they have done right.
Even if they've done something right, rational mind, it is not the place of the opposition to celebrate anything that the government gets right.
Hold on, hear me out. Yeah, just hear me out. I want you to go and dig out what El-Rufai, that's my member of the APC. Go and dig out what he said. One of the interview he had with this Shegun Olo, where he said, "It is our on quotes." I mean, I'm not quoting it. I'm not quoting it.
Shegun Olo, El-Rufai had an interview with Shegun Olo.
Well, yeah, I think he had an interview with him. He did during the election that led up to 2015. He said, El-Rufai said, "It is our right as opposition, even when the government is doing what is right. It is for us to turn it around and say, yeah, they're not doing anything right." That's what El-Rufai said in 2014 or 2013 about during that time before the election. That's what he said. That is right now. Hold on, he was beating down on this same man you talk about at the beginning. What's his name? Former president. What's his name?
Goodluck Jonathan.
Well, about that the Chibok girls. I mean, what are you talking about? He said it is our own right as an opposition to, even when they are doing what is right, for us to say they are not doing what is right. That is it. That is what we. So we call. We know.
Hold on. Is that a wrong statement?
I'm only quoting him because you.
No. I'm asking what your opinion is. Is that a wrong statement?
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
That's exactly what the opposition should do.
And that's what we're doing. But you want to give us talking points. And we don't talk, we don't use, like, for example, I said, oh, if the government knows what is right, we should praise them. Praise them for what? So if we press them for that, why are we opposition for? So it is for us to say, even though when they are doing what is right, say they are not doing what is right. But in the case of Tinubu, there's nothing he has even done anything right. There's nothing right he has done. So what is what I want to say? Even when he has done the right, we will say he has not done the right thing. But the point is even that he has not done anything right that we can say, yeah, even the so-called student loan that you're talking about, we are hearing stories about it now. I mean, what is there? Everything is just propaganda. And you're telling us to buy into all those crap. They said they're not going to. They said that they've removed subsidy. We found out they own $6 billion in how many years? Within 1 year, how many years period? They owed about $6 billion. And subsidy is gone. That was what the president said at the beginning. Suddenly now they allow this guy to be buying gas, to be buying fuel from NNPC or wherever is supplying it from Nigerian crude, and they subsidizing it for him. And this same guy will be selling it at his own price. And don't forget this though. I want to quote this guy. I listened to him yesterday. That's one of the sensible things I heard him say. This guy, lawyer to one of this guy that was arrested, one of the journalists. He said, "Remember that Dangote is on a free trade zone. You cannot tax him for anything." So that guy, oh my goodness! When I heard that part, I was like, "Whoa, Nigeria is in a big mess. It's in a big. I mean, Nigeria is in a free trade zone. So most of the things he's going to determine the price however he wants, and you cannot tax him for anything. You cannot even ask him for anything because they treat free trade zone. So maybe Nigeria has to go back and change that law, which I don't know if they can ever do that, because that would be another legal matter they're going to discuss. They're going to fight in court.
No, it doesn't mean that they can't tax him. Let me explain.
So what is
his operation in that refinery is a free trade zone, right? But our refineries is registered under Dangote Group. The Dangote company is not in a free trade zone. Dangote is in VI. The Dangote
no. You know what the free trade zone? Where he is, where that refinery is sited, it's in a free trade zone area. Yeah.
No, but no. If you say there's a free trade zone, it means that there are not as much restrictions as you would have in other zones. They are not saying it's in a tax-free zone. You understand? When they say free trade zone, it means that okay, some restrictions that you have on trade are not applicable to them. It does not mean that the free trade zone. Let him go and say marijuana there now.
Well, I don't know the content of all the law around the free trade zone. But
if it's a free trade zone, it does not mean that it's not subject to the law of the land. Tax.
No, it's not. So that's why they call it free trade zone. It's not subject to certain laws.
I don't know, maybe there now.
Okay,
Dubai as a country is a free trade zone, but there are certain things you cannot bring to that place to sell. You cannot decide to do anything. Are you telling me all the companies that are operating in Dubai are not paying taxes? They are paying taxes now. It just means that maybe we are not limiting your import or export. You can import anything you can. We are free. Like certain things that you cannot import into Nigeria, as long as you are not taking it out of that location, you are not restricted. But it does not mean that if you import anything to Dubai, you will not pay. There is a duty-free zone.
One man. Did you hear what the Dubai guy you said you played earlier? What did you say? They don't get taxed, right?
They don't pay taxes.
Their policy.
What is Patrick talking about?
No, wait now. You are not.
We're not. I don't know if you are privy. If you are privy to the whole laws around that.
Hold on. Let me explain to you. See, Dubai as a country, a lot of countries in the Middle East have a tax policy that is free. You understand? Like even Saudi Arabia, you don't pay. I don't think they pay income taxes there. But it does not necessarily mean that's what it means to be a free trade zone. We can have a fiscal policy that our citizens will not pay taxes, yet we don't run a free trade zone. A free trade zone is a zone where you can freely trade. The restrictions you have on trading, for example, maybe you are not allowed to import alcohol into a particular country. If you go to that free trade zone, they might say, okay, as long as you don't take it out of that zone, you can bring it in and out. The kind of restrictions trade experience, I'm repeating myself, it doesn't happen there. But it does not mean it's a tax-free zone now.
Yeah, Patrick, may I help in that explanation?
All right.
In a free trade zone, you operate freely. Whatever you import as raw materials stays in that space. It must not come into the country itself. You utilize it, and whatever you manufacture goes out directly into the sea to where you are exporting it. Even at that, you still pay just small taxes. But the moment you bring your raw materials into the country, or the moment you bring finished goods into the country, you are liable to full tax. So it's no more a free zone thing. And in free zone also, and Dangote is taking the raw materials from Nigeria into his zone. So he has to pay taxes on it. Is it also selling to the country? He has to pay taxes. And he has to pay when you sell to the country. That means you've manufactured for the country, and beside all of the taxes you pay excise duty also. That's free. That's the situation.
All right. Bring it on, Jewa.
I'm sorry, but then I don't know if those explanation is very satisfactory. But I know I want to take it like what they've said. But my point is, from what I know of free trade zone, is that any activities within that area it's not taxable. It's not taxable. That's what I know. So if he's doing his refining around that area, because like right now we're hearing that he's threatening the federal government that if the federal government fails to buy the whole oil, because they said NNPC said they're going to buy just part of it, they're not going to buy the whole oil, and he said he's not going to sell it, they're not going to buy the whole oil. So if they're not going to buy the whole oil, he's going to export everything out of Nigeria.
They can't buy the whole oil now because the whole they can only buy what Nigeria can consume. You know.
Again, that's another. That's another. How many barrels? I mean, how many liters of oil does Nigeria consume daily? Nigeria consume almost. I mean, according to the stat they gave us, over 100,000. How much was that? 100,000
million. If I may side with rational mind for once in my life, it's correct. It's correct. There's a lot of tax exemptions for Nigerians in Nigerians Free Trade Zone Act. No income tax, capital gains tax, VAT, and all sorts, and free repatriation of funds. So rational mind is correct. Based on the operation,
that is if you are not pushing your finished products or your raw materials you imported, if you are not pushing it into the country on whose territory you are operating, once your goods enter that country, is subject to full tax payment. When you bring your raw materials in that space, you manufacture, you ship it out immediately. Nothing concerns the country. You pay nothing, nada.
Actually, they're exempt from import-export levy, so all that will not apply. Any operation
naturally.
Any business, economic activity happening within that free trade zone, within that that confinement is tax-free. You can go and check the Nigerian Free Trade Zone.
That's exactly what we're. But when you start selling into the country itself, because as a free trade zone, you are manufacturing in that place. Everything is free. Just do your thing and export it. Even the warehouses there operated by Toleram, Amazon. I mean, they use it as their. What do I call it now? Stocking the warehouse things there, which they like in transit to African countries to meet up the orders and things like that. It has nothing to do with the country. No taxes, nothing. They only just pay to Toleram the services they render to them.
Well, but they cannot tax. What I think is this: they cannot tax Dangote, but any marketer or anybody moving, when you move that product out of there, it gets taxed. It gets the VAT tax.
Whatever the marketer sells that he buys from Dangote will get taxed, but you can't tax. They will not tax Dangote for his
own trade. That's what I'm saying. You cannot tax Dangote.
Wait, now let's explain rational mind. You see, a free trade zone is free from custom duties. You understand? They are usually duty free. You understand? Import, export, and stuff like that. Now, whether they pay taxes depend on the particular regulation with that zone. In some cases, they give concessions on income taxes. Maybe they'll say, okay, oh, those guys who are working there, their income tax will be at this rate. You understand? To encourage
We're not talking
more.
about income tax. We're talking
Wait
about
now.
Dangote as an entity,
Wait
as an
now.
enterprise.
Income taxes, also corporate taxes.
No, you
Now,
cannot. I don't think you
now.
can corporate tax. You cannot corporate
Wait
tax Dangote.
now. Wait.
Okay, go on.
Let's explain. You see, I don't know how Dangote refinery is registered. If Dangote refinery is registered with corporate affairs and his head office, Dangote is a subsidiary of Dangote Group, and Dangote Group head office is outside that zone, there's no way they will not pay income tax on their corporation income tax. There's no way they will not. And I know that Nigeria will not be so blind to say, okay, Dangote is exempted from corporate income tax. Then everybody will start going to build free trade zone and
Yeah, Patuski, as an example, let me give an example of the airport duty-free shop. When you enter, you check in, you have your boarding pass.
I was thinking about that.
The moment you buy, let's say a bottle of whiskey or anything, they tag it. You cannot take it back into the country.
Exactly.
You cannot. It's not allowed. You can't take it back into the country.
Baba.
Yeah, Wale.
That argument that they can't take the final products to the outside and what would that be the benefit of the hosting country or the community? What would now be the benefit if they can't take the finished product to the street?
You mean the finished product at FTZ?
Yes.
At least you have employment and everything of
you have
your
employment,
people.
you have everything. In some cases, some of those products are bought from the country. Like some of those airport stores.
But in this case, Dangote refinery is within that zone. So
Dangote crude oil is bought from Nigeria now.
Patoski, let me read you this, and then maybe Dewale can round up. We go to Ajanle Koko. A free trade zone is a geographical area where goods can be handled, manufactured, or re-exported without custom authorities interfering. This means that custom duties can be reduced, deferred, or eliminated on imports. Here are some things to know about free trade zones. Goods are subject to custom duties when moved to consumers. Goods are only subject to custom duties when they are moved to consumers within the country where the zone is located. The free trade zones can be used for warehousing, storage, and distribution. Free trade zones can be used for manufacturing. They can be used for the service industry. More and more free trade zones are focusing on service industries such as software, back office operations, research, and financial services. They can be used to attract foreign investment, and Ireland can be designated as a free trade zone to attract foreign investment. So that's pretty much, I think it tallies
almost exactly what I said.
I think, Baba, you're right. Anything exported into Nigeria from the free trade zone is subject to duties and levies.
They are not free from corporate tax. That's what we are trying to tell this guy. The Dangote is not free from corporate tax. They will pay corporate tax on their profit at the end of the whole thing.
Well, then, so what's the free trade zone then? Because I don't understand.
The free trade zone is duty. Normally, you are supposed to pay
hold on.
duty.
But you guys realize that every country has their way of doing their own, wanting their own free trade. I mean, they have liberty to design.
That man is not
the policy around
it's a standardized format now. I don't think.
What's standardized about it, woman? What's standardized about it?
Because the purpose of it is to be able to be able to operate unencumbered by custom duties and bureaucracy.
So if manufacturers, like you said there in that definition you gave, and it's free from custom taxing, so and anybody that takes it into Nigeria, because that's a free that place territorially it's not Nigeria per se, it's just a free area. So if it does anything it manufactures there, is not subject to taxing within that inside that premises. But as soon as he leaves that premises, he goes. Whoever buys it from him carries the burden of the tax. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
You're right. Now, there's no disagreement there. I'm not sure.
So where's the landing cost? Where's that landing cost? All the crap they talk about. Where's all this landing cost all about? That's another thing we're not addressing. So because when you talk about landing cost, we're talking about it, the custom and everything that you have to pay on every barrel or every liter that comes into Nigeria.
The landing cost is no wait now.
So what's
the
landing cost?
The landing cost will be the cost the cost price of the product that he paid, the cost of moving it. If he's paying export duties in the country where he moved it out, it will be part of the cost of voyage and everything, transit.
Okay.
The only cost that will not be there is the import duty.
No, they pay import duty now. They pay.
No, in the free trade zone.
I'm talking about marketers that bring in products. I'm comparing other marketers that bring it from
they will
Brazil.
Pay custom duties now. They will pay all those things.
So now, if he is now manufacturing with it, then why would you want to bring? Why would you want to sell it for 1,000 above 1,000 naira? Since it's not paying all those, it's not subject to all those fees.
Okay, I will explain to you. If all those people are not subsidized, all those other marketers that are bringing it, if they are not subsidized, they are likely to charge you more than 1,000 naira. That's the truth. You are in the US. How much do you buy 1 gallon?
Come on. Let's not do this. Wait first. Landing cost now.
No, I'm not coming for you. Right? I'm analyzing. We're trying to analyze.
But you said landing cost. When you say landing cost, it's the cost of everything when it lands into the Nigerian shore.
Everything,
right?
all the costs attributed to it.
So, but this guy is only making his own within the shore of Nigeria, even though it's a free trade zone. There's nothing like, we're taking the crude from Nigeria, shipping it to either to Brazil or to Europe, and then bringing it back, and they have to pay for refining over there. It's not like that. Everything is done locally from Escravos there. Was it from Wadi Creek there? Be from Ondo Creek there. They bring it to him just a few miles from there. And then you're talking about selling it for 1,000 something naira.
Okay, let me explain to you.
What's that all about?
Let me explain the rationale. You see, the cost for him, we can call it landing cost, but let's call it cost of finished product. Cost of finished product. You understand? That's his own cost. The other guys, other marketers who are bringing it, their own will be landing cost, kind of cost of finished product too. But the point is this: they are having to transport and everything, so their own cost is ordinarily should be higher than Dangote. So Dangote should be selling less than those other marketers. So if all those other marketers are not subsidized, that means their cost is likely to be more than what Dangote is selling now. You understand? So effectively, if all of them are allowed to run without subsidy, Dangote could still have been selling at 1,000. Those people, I'm sure, they will probably be selling. I'm currently buying at about $1 plus. They probably will be selling at maybe 1,500. If they are bought from a country like that means they are for them to be able to compete with Dangote.
But do you know what the federal government is doing now? They said they're allowing Dangote to fix his own price. So if this guy, because he wants to pay $20 billion he has borrowed from whatever he has borrowed, whatever money he used to be that thing, he wants to quickly make that money. He will jack it to $1,500, 1,500 naira.
They allow Dangote to fix his own price.
That's what I said. That's what the headline.
Okay, hold on. Okay, what's the alternative to allowing Dangote to fix his own price?
Because, like I said, it's a free trade zone.
What's the alternative? The alternative
it's a free trade zone. You cannot tell him what to sell his product.
No, the two alternatives are. Sorry, let me just land this to one point.
Land the point, and then we have to
the two alternatives to Dangote not fixing his price is: one, allowing market forces to just determine the price; two, government fixing the price for him. If government is going to fix the price for him, it's going to still come at a cost. And that's the cost they are trying to avoid. That's the cost they are trying. Say, fix your price. If you fix your price, that means we are not subsidizing you. But you'll be competitive anyway. You understand what I'm saying? But what I want you to understand, rational mind, is that the rate at which Dangote is selling to us now is cheaper than you will buy in any international market, including that country where you are.
Yeah, but the same federal government says that Dangote can now sell below the
the market price. So that means
Below.
it's Dangote is good. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
my budget, my budget, that market is near.
I don't think the government will allow Dangote to fix its own price. They've already said that it can't sell below the market price. So that means is that they want to control the market, even though it's for the domestic consumption. They want what he does outside the country is, I think, should be left to him. But what is going to come into for domestic use will become.
You're breaking up again, Dale. We
Oh,
didn't
okay.
even hear
Let
that.
me move it.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yes, we had it up to a
Yeah.
point and then it started to play like a guitar. Let me move it on.
Okay.
Should I just move it on to Adale Koko? Let me move it on to Adale
Move
Koko.
on.
All right. Adale Koko, you're up next. So I mean, speak to anything you would like to speak to, but we're speaking about Peter Obi appointing Ibrahim Umar as his new spokesperson, and we're just sort of to that space that is now getting more nationalistic in its politics and moving away from that regional accusation that is stands accused of. Tinubu to dissolve his cabinet, inject fresh blood. So we'll see that, we'll believe that when we see it, because of course, how many times have we heard of cabinet reshuffles that only ever it didn't even leave the headlines in terms of being actualized. Tinubu inherited near bankrupt Nigeria, making efforts to recover. This is from Tafawa Balewa, and the memory is such that people have totally, absolutely forgotten where the country was coming from, where they changed the naira just a couple of months to the elections, and people were just traumatized and brutalized throughout the 8 years of Buhari, where snakes were swallowing money. What's it called? Abubakar Malami was just stealing everything. This is where we're coming from, but the memory seems to have evaded all of that. You would have thought about Tinubu inherited Dubai or something, the sort of narratives coming out of the Nigerian space. Articles, so Kwankwaso saying that he is going to be president in 2027. That, of course, is a joke, and but then necessarily he has to say that to his followers. But really, what does that speak to the coalition that a lot of people have been muting for quite a while now? And then we played a clip of Goodluck Jonathan somewhat speaking to his experiences in the hands of Obama that led him out of office. So those are the spaces we're in, Ajane Koko.
Yeah. Thank you, woman, and greetings to our listeners around the world. Click on the like button, share and subscribe if you haven't done so. Let me start with Tinubu dissolving his cabinet. Well, he's the president. He appointed them to serve the country. And if they have not served to his satisfactory, I think he can relieve them of their position and bring in a new team. You see, did they say in that article when that the solution will come?
Yes, they hinted at it somewhat. It is due to go and attend the United Nations General Assembly, I think, over the next couple of weeks, thereabout. So he's going to dissolve it and then leave. I think they are actually saying they have a list already of people. It's a very short one, so let me just speed through. President Bola Tinubu is on the verge of a significant cabinet reshuffle this week, a move aimed at revitalizing its administration with new perspectives and energy. A high-ranking source close to the presidency disclosed this to Sunday Tribune that this decision is intended to address the stagnant performance issues that have marred the current cabinet's tenure. The president, fresh from his trip to China, is reportedly planning to finalize the dissolution before he departs for the upcoming United Nations General Assembly in New York. This timing suggests a strategic clearing of the deck, enabling him to engage on the international stage unencumbered by domestic political uncertainty. So yes, I think in the next few weeks. But what strikes me is that they're talking about a dissolution rather than a reshuffle. So if it's dissolving it, then that, but just by the very English definition of it, everybody goes and then they will restart all of it. It's a factory reset. Factory reset.
Well, let's see how it's going to do it. If it's going to dissolve the entire cabinet, politically, that's a vote of no confidence on himself because he appointed them in the first place. So if he's dissolving all of them, that will tell us that they have not they are not worked satisfactorily to meet the target that he set for them. And that will blame him for appointing people that are not competent, to do the job well for the state. You see, where I have problem with this party is because we have political party running the state that have no ideology or meaningful ideology to work for the people of Nigeria, to transform Nigeria. And as long as we have them controlling our country or directing the affairs of our country, party with no, with no party with no ideology, definitive ideology that this is what they stand for, then we'll be a country that being run by people just there to do things in their own way, and as such, there's not going to be coordination. There's not going to be coordination. There's not going to be how do I describe? There's not going to be collaboration, no synergy within the agency of government in the running of the state towards achieving the same goal. So, Tinubu have to look at himself. We Nigerians have to look at him. If it's dissolving the whole thing, we have to point to him that you fail us. You have the time, prepare your team, know your team well before you even go into the race. Whoever that want to jump into the presidential race must have prepared himself well, must have known the theme, must have, have that team of people that are ready to start doing the job from day one and deliver to the people of Nigeria. So I'm waiting for him. If he dissolve everybody, I'm pointing, I will look at him as the person that fail us specifically, and not those team of people that he put around himself. So let us wait and see if it's going to carry out reshuffle or it's going to dissolve them. If he's carrying out the reshufflement, the person I want to see on top of the list is his brother in charge of that blue economy. What do they call that ministry? Is it Blue Economy Ministry, or what is the name of the ministry? That former governor of Osun State. The man, all this while, have never in one day, I don't know whether he did, talk to the press or, tell us the ministry, the newly created ministry, what is doing. And what he has done and what he has achieved, how he's building that ministry, we don't know. That man should be the number one on that list. If he's trying to reshuffle that, meaning that it's going to retain some, it's going to kick some out, and it's going to maybe move them around between the ministries, that's the reshufflement. So I want to see his brother as number one, to be fired if he's carrying out reshufflement. So Tinubu have disappointed us. He failed us because he has not done well for Nigerian people. Since he came in, cost of living has gone way high that nobody ever expected in the history of Nigeria. The currency float, the removal of subsidies, and all these things put together have not made life, meaningful for Nigerians. It has brought more hardship. And on the way forward, it's going to be more hard. There's going to be more hardship, we should expect more hardship. And that is the way it's going to be throughout these 4 years. Well, on the cabinet, that's my take on the cabinet. Then on the Kwankwaso that said he wants to be president, or what is he saying? That one is just making us. He can never be president of Nigeria because number one, the party that he belonged, we saw the outcome in the last election. What only kind of state that we can say that they are really on the ground. In other part of the country, I don't know where. I don't know where they their presence is more identifiable. So, and with one state, how would you achieve? How would you win presidency? So I think it's just making out. He make a lot of mouth too. In the last election, that is going to win, is building, is well prepared, is done this and that and that. So I don't know, except maybe if you want to secure a ticket of PDP, maybe that could launch him into national limelight. I don't know. But if he remain in that party that only have Kano State, party that cannot even win a governorship of other states in the Northwest, how would he win? So that guy is just to me, I think he's not making. He's just making mouth, and I don't see him joining forces with Obi and Atiku. I don't see it, because if you want to join with Obi, he will not bow down for Obi. He will not let Obi be as the head of the ticket while he be the number two. I don't see him doing that because he, in the last election, I mean, before the last election, when Obi approached him, he was reluctant to be number two. for many reasons that he have achieved political. I mean, he believed that politically in that country, he is grandly rooted across the country, better than Obi, and with his, CV, many positions that he served as the senator, as the head of as House of Rep, as senator, as minister, and governor. So his CV is richer than that to be, and for that reason, he didn't want to play a position of second fiddle to Obi, and we saw what ended it. So, and I believe we will still stick to that Obi cannot be the top of ticket for him to be number 2 to Obi. So, an Atiku will never bow down to Obi, will never let Obi be the head of ticket and he be number 2, except Atiku want to do away with his political ambition, want to retire, and then say, okay, you know what? Let me put my weight behind Obi. Obi is my candidate. So maybe that could bring, unity between Obi's team and that of Atiku, and that could lure Obi back into PDP. So, and for Obi to go back to PDP again, I don't know how that will be interpreted. A lot of people, National Man said he will not support that. He's an obedient. He's trying to cajole us earlier that it's not an Obi, just an Obi leaning. I don't know what that means. Rational Man, you're obedient. So he said he will not support that. So, and what is happening in Labour now, I don't think the step taken last week by Obi and some others in the party, I don't think it's going to resolve. I think it's going to cause more division in that party than what they're trying to portray. Because those people that in charge of the party, I'm talking about the what you call Abure and other executive of the party across the country. I don't know how they want to bring them on board with the separate agreement that they are making. The governor will be, and the former governor of that one that contested Rod Vivo, that contested the Lagos State governorship, who said recently that we win 2027. So I don't know how they want. I don't think that is the best. What Obi and those team did is not the best solution to the problem. I think they should have get those people on board, everybody within the party, and then resolve whatever problem. The Arabambi issue, everybody let them come together, and then that can bring a very strong party that can challenge the power that be today. But this separate arrangement, they're trying to portray that, look, we don't want to be part of the corruption of this Labour Party. Look at us. We are. We don't want to be part of Abure and his corruption. This is what we are trying to do. I think it's Abure is there in that position with all the state executive across the country. So how would Obi get all the state executive of the party on board and abandon Abure? I don't know how it's going to be possible because Abure carries all the state executive along with him. As long as Abure is still having those state structure across the federal on his side, it's going to be very difficult to get him out. So what they're supposed to do to work together and see how they can resolve the problem within themselves. I think they are trying to be too lazy. They are trying to cut corners and do shortcut, and that doesn't work in politics. So, what's the third topic? There's another thing that you mentioned, woman.
Oh, there was Peter Obi appointing an Ibrahim Umar as a spokesperson, and we're seeing more and more northern names coming into that space. I think he appointed a northern lady not that long ago. He has that's something Tanko. So there's a lot of northern names coming into that space, but curiously, not that many southwestern names within the Obi narrative.
Let's see. I think what he's trying to do is to show to the northerners that the party, particularly himself, is not just a southern candidate. He's trying to portray to the northerner that they are welcome in the party, and when the northerner speak on behalf of him, it can resonate well with the northerner.
But what politics is it playing that is not politic into the southwestern space?
I will not say that it doesn't have southwest, because all the road Vivo, the Petokun, it was the name, and all the
Oshintokun. I think that one has left. The only I was just saying earlier on, the only southwestern voice of note within, because Rose Vivo is a governorship candidate anyway, so it can't really count him. And how Yoruba he is that still in question. The only Yoruba of note in that space is really Dele Farotimi. So there's no Yoruba presence in the obedient space.
Well, I think we'd be wrong to say there's no Yoruba there, because in the last election, a lot of Yoruba people supported him. Even within the party structure and at the helm of affairs, we saw some Yorubas there. So I won't agree with you that Yoruba are not there. So I think what they are trying to do now is trying to penetrate the north, is trying to show to the northerners that in his team they are well represented, so that he can, that they can use that to placate for their vote. So as far as the South is concerned, he knows those Yoruba leaders that are with him, and I believe some of them are with him. Some might have left. We don't know those ones that have left, but we know Donyo Kupe spoke recently that he's not going to be part of Labour Party anymore. So that one matter is clear. So he said it's not going to be part of Labour Party. So, but a lot of Yoruba people are still with Obi. And some of them already left him after the election due to the behavior of the obedient. But the most difficult place that he failed to penetrate in the last election is the north. Yes, he won some states in the north, those Christian states. We saw the result. That did not get him to nowhere. He failed. So he would like to have people from the northwest and north central, northwest, northeast, and north, some of north central, north middle belt, so that it can show to them in the north, particularly northwest, that look, Tinubu has failed you. I from the south as well. You come and take a look of me for 2027 as alternative to this guy. Yeah. So he is. I think he's playing the politics for having a lot of northerner in the team. But another thing that we have to look at is it is not just northerner in the team that really matter, but northerners of that are political shakers. How can he get those one? That is what is most important. If Obi can work hard to get some of these northerners that are political shakers in the north on his side, I think that can really market him to the north, because the people of the north will look at their leaders that, oh, where did they belong? They belong to this. Oh, this is where we're going to be. That is the politics. That's the way they play their politics over there. The leadership, religious leadership, political leadership drive them to where to go in the time of election. So Obi have to work hard to get politicians of note that can really push him more closer to the northern base. So for Yoruba, for the South, I don't think he have big problem in the South. We Southerners are more independent minded as to where we want to go. Though we have some of us, on election day is another thing. Vote buying, people will sell their conscience and vote, but we are more independent minded in terms of, okay, this is the party I'm going to vote. I'm not voting for this party. So, but in the north, the leadership influence their people on where to cast their vote. So I think it's doing good. I'm not worried about Yoruba names there. Yoruba people that still believe in him will still go for him, no matter what, because they have seen Tinubu as no, and Tinubu have disappointed us. That he has brought more hardship on the state. If we look at the book is showing that it's heading in the right direction, but what the book is showing does not reflect in the life of the people. The books is showing positive, but life is so negative to the people. So is the economy meant to work for itself or work for the people? If some of the economic indices are showing that, hey, the nation is moving moving on the right direction, but the life of the people is not getting better, but rather getting worse. More people are going into poverty. Many businesses, small businesses are closing down. Then that economy fit is not an economy for the people. It's anti-people's economy. It's economy for some people. It's not an economy that work for the people, but work for some group of people. So Obi have to work very, very hard. He must work very, very hard in the north. So he's doing it well to have a lot of northerners in that list. He's doing it well. But those northerners that he should look forward to, he should work towards he should bring on board, must be those politicians of no. He should be able to. I would like him to visit El Rufai, visit some other people, particularly those that are dissatisfied with Tinubu, those that have left the party now, if there are some, I don't know, he's a politician, should be able to identify them, should be able to visit them, take a Photoshop with them and show that, yes, that can really market him in the North, because the people of the North will see that, oh, look, our leaders is working with Obi now. Maybe Obi is going to be our next president, or maybe we can consider him in the next election. So, Tinubu, all these politicians on the other side, the opposition, they are not playing the role of opposition well. So, and that will help Tinubu again to win, because we know that election in Nigeria, winning the election, you have to support it with some sort of rigging. So, but opposition as well have not played the politics well. The role they are playing in the parliament is a role of collusion. They're colluding with the ruling party, to to jettison the interests of the people. So it tells me that they are not real opposition. They are just young opposition. They are not vibrant. They are not idealistic. They are not showing alternative. They are not, the role of opposition. We can't see it. I don't know if you are seeing the role of opposition, one man or anybody here. I don't see it. So how can they win the election when we can't feel the opposition status that they carry? We cannot feel it. They cannot put any heat on the government. They can't put.
There is nobody presenting as a credible alternative to the.
They are not
there's nobody in this space that Nigerians are saying, oh, if this person was in charge, things would have been better. Not Peter Obi, not Atiku, not Kwankwaso. So nobody's presenting anything that that we can say, well, let's turn in that direction.
That is why they cannot win, one man. That is why because Nigeria cannot see any alternative. They are not playing a hard role of opposition, a role that will put Tinubu and his team on their toe, a role that will push them to do something.
Do you remember some sessions ago when we were saying that that Peter Obi is not hard hitting enough in terms of the way he's playing the opposition, because he is the only opposition that we have at the moment, and the only thing that we seem to see from him is it just ambulance chasing. He's chasing ambulance. Anytime there is a disaster, he run there and say, my heart bleeds for all of these people. We have the insurgency. It's just doing. It's not really doing. It's not doing anything that inspires confidence. It's just some negative something or the other. It will quickly
Can
run
you give
to
us
the
an example
scene.
of what you wanted to inspire confidence? Give us an example, woman.
An example would be the sort of things that Atiku is doing. So Atiku will, like, let's say for instance, the sort of oil deals that Oando is getting from the NNPC. So and Atiku is trying to unbuckle that space, and then he's putting out figures, and those figures don't really matter if they are right or wrong. But the fact that it's tying that sort of Oando deal to the government, and then showing some sort of cronyism, nepotism, corruption, and then he's bringing in the processes that's led to that, that sort of,
and also talk about what is happening in the East.
Yes, not that some contrast that with Obi. Some emir gets killed in the north, and they say, we cannot continue like this, and then some building falls down in Lagos. We cannot. It's just ridiculous. No, it doesn't do anything. It's ambulance chasing. Yes. We cannot continue.
It's okay. Enough of that.
He's just a silly guy.
It's okay. You see, when we say people just want to dictate how we should be opposition, when he was talking about the Lekki road, that low road on to nowhere that this guy is building, you people say, you see, because of his town man. You see, you just You just want to tell them how to be opposition. When is it not talk about Rwanda now?
It wasn't detailed. It was broad strokes.
It wasn't detailed. It wasn't detailed.
Okay, do you remember when the Chinese seized? I'll give you a good example. Do you remember when the Chinese seized the presidential jet?
Okay.
And then immediately, Peter, without establishing the facts, he leapt into that space. He says it's symptomatic of the sort of bad governance that we have, is corruption, etc., and is packing the whole thing on the presidency and the Tinubu narrative. And by the next day, when
did you do that?
It was in his tweet. Now we addressed it here. And then the next, it does it all the time now.
You just want to tell people, you just want to tell the opposition how to be opposition without even looking at watching yourself.
I'm agreeing with Atiku now that he's opposing in the right way. It does
when you will lampoon him now. You will lampoon him because it's because he lost election. He doesn't know what he's talking about. I mean, you just want to. When they say something, you will find fault with it. When he does anything, you will not find. You will also find fault. You see, that's the problem. Just let them be. You counter it with whether you okay. Rwanda did this. No, Rwanda did not do anything. No, it's a pure business. No, it's not. You bring your counterpart.
Let them be in politics.
Talk like this.
In politics, you let them be in politics. Where is that about? How do you let them be?
We're not saying we should let them be, but the question is the
let
way
them be. If they want to be, then they have to get out of politics.
Okay,
otherwise,
right. It's just
how can you let them be?
It's just coming out the way you people just find fault with everything they say. I mean, everything they say, you not say, you find fault with it. If they say something, you find fault with it. If they don't say anything, you find. That's just the problem. Why don't you just talk about the issue that they were talking about? Okay, if he has no facts. So what he's saying,
it speaks to no issues is the thing. It's just a sluggish pedestrian, sad Sam sort of.
When he start dishing out figures to you, I say, you see that is Anambra about statistics. That's what you start saying. You see, you start you will say he's giving about statistics.
It's something.
So you see, there's no way pleasing you guys. He will say this, you'll fight forward with him. If he doesn't say anything, you fight forward with him. I mean, Ajalewoko, can you speak to that thing that one man talked about? That guy that had his 120 million naira business destroyed. That's the same country, the country that they want investors to come in, and now they destroy somebody's. Why can't they just look for another alternative for that guy? No, we know you have these things. We're going to move you out of this place temporarily until you figure out yourself. We'll give you this place. Why can't they do that? Why? You see?
Wike is a bit too brutish in the way he's administering that. That's not the first time that, it's just demolishing.
It was compensated now. It was compensated. So what is it? The guy with the beachfront investment. It was compensated now.
No, we're not talking about that.
No, we're talking about some business that was demolished in Abuja.
Oh, okay.
What happened in Abuja? They demolished business. On what basis? On what reason? Why did they demolish that business?
It did not actually give us a reason. It's let me play you. You hear it in some words. Hold on. Let's make sure it's got the volume. Can you hear it? It's not playing, is it?
No, it's not playing. It's playing, but we cannot hear any voice.
We can't hear audio.
All right. I think I have it in a different space. It's the narrative of this guy that invested 150 million naira on a fish, not a fish, but on a chicken farm, and that farm got destroyed. Unfortunately, I didn't download it, but that's his narrative.
That is not good, and particularly this time that the economy is biting hard on the country, on everybody, on businesses. So I don't know. We don't have the full detail of this thing. If that guy have not been served several times to move, that could be the reason why I mean, what I'm trying to say is that maybe they have served that guy several times to move, and he didn't move, and they have to take action. But if not that, that'd be very, very, very bad. That's very, very bad, and it's not good. It's just where is that guy going to start from again? Where is he going to start from? They have run him. They have run his business. That is source of livelihood. It's been destroyed. What is he going to do? Where will they fall back on? And if he want to go to court, it will take him thousands of years before he can get judgment, and it's just not good. I don't know what the reason for this. Maybe they have taken him to court. Maybe they have got judgment on him, and which give them that authority to go and do this. But if one person just wake up one day, if one person just woke up and say, okay, let's go and destroy this guy, we want to clear it, and that is not good.
All right, I think I've got the clip. I'll play it. Give us just a short commentary on it, and then we'll go on to Baba. I think Baba has been, it's still there. All right, here it is.
See, all this chicken will eventually die. About 5,000 is dead now because this one has already exposed to water. I will still have smaller ones. So you can see you have destroyed all the buildings. More than 150 million naira worth of materials and properties. If you have lived the livestock, you see some inside the container, they cannot survive because they are already on top of each other. This is not really nice. It's not really nice. It's not nice at all. There's no human face in this. I'm sure you too, you will not be comfortable if this property belongs to you, no matter the conservation you are trying to protect or what you are trying to protect. It's not nice at all. In this life that people see each other, they meet with each other. And one person is a friend to another. Now you are a friend to my friend. A very close friend to my friend. You can see them. All this chicken will die eventually. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And it's still going to rain today. So what will you do?
Curiously, it sounds somewhat like Poly B.
Yeah.
It sounds like Poly. So,
yeah. Man, that I really feel sorry for that guy. What will be going on in his body now, in his head? Only God knows. His life's been ruined. I mean, I don't know why they have to do this. This is livestock. And people running this business in Nigeria now, I want to tell you, they are not running at profit. They are running at loss. And for government, for one reason of FTC, for one reason or the other, to go and, I mean, they should have just, I mean, they crush all those chicken and, oh God. Why? Nigerians are heartless people. They shouldn't have done it. I don't know why. Maybe they got judgment. Maybe they've been on it for him to vacate for a long time. But it's just callous. You can't kill, I mean, poultry with chickens and everything there, and they just crush it. How can they do that? Animals. Yes, we still go to one way or the other, terminate their life and eat them, but they should not be crushed with caterpillar and say this is bad. It's bad. It is animal cruelty. That's number one. Number two, the destruction of persons, a business outfit, particularly in this country where the country is begging for people. They say they are giving money to SM. Maybe this guy already got some money from the bank to do the now. How will he pay back? So what he have as collateral, maybe his house, the bank will run after him. They will go and seize his house, and they render him useless, homeless. He won't be able to pay his children's school fees again. He won't be able to, fund the upkeep of his parents and stuff. If he still have old parent, and people around him, workers, they're going to lose job. It's not good. So let me end it with this thing, woman. I will yield to Barbara. So as I was saying earlier, the OB, the opposition, one man, the opposition. We don't have opposition in Nigeria. We don't look. APC played a role of opposition well before they won that 2014 election. We saw it, the way they were shaking PDP, the what do you call it? Jonathan administration, right from inside the parliament. When what is this? The chief of staff today,
Badabi Amila
was the leader of minority. They were completely playing an opposition role, objecting to every move of the ruling party. We saw it. And you saw, what is the name of that Baba, that Lai Mohammed, communicating effectively with the media, energizing Nigerian people, bringing them up that opposition mindset against the government. They did a wonderful job. We saw it. What is the labor and the opposition, the rest of opposition, what role are they playing now? But rather, they're playing the role of collaboration. They're collaborating, they're colluding, and they ganging up together, they're joining hands together with the ruling party to loot the resources of the state, sharing money. Even when Abure called on them at the early, when they first got it, that look, this money they wanted to get for vehicles, that they should, stand out against it, that no, this money is too much. It's not good for Nigeria. They told him, just get away. So it's going to be one man. Don't let us worry ourselves. It's going to be difficult. We know the situation is bad. It's going to be difficult to win Tinubu in 2026. If the opposition, maybe it's early, maybe because it's too early, maybe that's why we are not seeing them, acting effectively. Maybe in the third year, before the election in 2027, maybe they will come out, stronger than where they are today. Maybe, we don't know. But as it is today, you want to use today to predict tomorrow? No, they are not doing good. They are not representing Nigerian people either. As the government, the ruling party, is not representing Nigerian people. They, the opposition, are not representing the Nigerian people. They are even the worst. They should have done well in making the government feel the heat. But they fail us. One man, let me leave it there so that Baba can contribute.
No, you can continue. One man, I pass actually. The next person or Ajah continue.
Okay.
One man. Let me just quickly talk to Ajadekoko. You see, you said something now that.
Hold on. Rasaman, check your phone as well, but I can't carry on.
Yeah, woman, if you hear in the background, I'm packing up. I won't lie to you.
All right.
I'm packing up. I'm just trying to multitask here. I'm just trying to move stuff that I will have to use. my personal effects. Anyway, so yeah, so you were saying something, Adeleko. You said the opposition are not really acting like opposition. Why would they act? How can they act? When the person who is in charge now is somebody who understands the game, who knows that what they did that brought them. I mean, you had Jonathan when Jonathan was talking about how they went and the market Nigeria. The same the marketing that Obidien was trying to do, like you people say you accuse them of doing. The same one that you people did back in 2015, before 2015 election. All the months and the years that led up to that 2015 election. How you were demarketing, they were demarketing Nigeria, saying, oh, this guy was killing, wasn't killing Boko Haram, he was killing the northern people. They were not, they were committing war crime, all those kind of things, and they won't say them. So you know what I'm trying to say. So my point is that, and now you see this same guy who used that strategy to come into power, and he knew what the opposition are also capable of doing. The people that brought him into power, some of them who are no longer on his good book, they can collude with the opposition and make trouble for his own government. So you saw what is going on now. All the people that protested recently, now they tag them that they committed treason, thereby trying to instill that fear in other people so that they'll never come out like the one they say they're going to have in October. So, and they're telling people that they'll be arrested if they step into Nigeria. So you see all of these things. So how do you expect people to really fight as an opposition? Because anything you say, it'll be tantamount to treason, or you are trying to topple the government. So what I was saying, man, these are all the things that they did back in 2015, before 2015. And Jonathan never used the DSS harass them, or go and whisk Tinubu from one place, or El-Rufai from one place. I said, go and lock him up. You see, this guy knows what they did. That's why I said this guy's a monster. You people are already, you were all promoted back then. So what say you on that?
National man, let me tell you. The people that you are referring to, that the government are trying to charge them for prison, they are not politicians. These are our people outside fighting for Nigerian people. Let them charge them in any way they want to do. They will go to court. We're in democracy. They are not going to be court-martialed. They will go to court. They will prove before the judge that, yes, these people were trying to topple the government. They've done it against Showore. They failed. So they're going to fail again. So, but what we are saying is that the role of the political leaders, the opposition leader, the politician, what role are they playing? Are they playing effective role as opposition? Which APC did back then against Jonathan. Why can't they do the same? So look, let us hold people to account of what they are not doing wrong. We can't just excuse them to just sit down there and say, oh, for the fear that we don't want them to be charged for treason, let them not act. No! People voted them to represent their interests, and that interest must be well represented in that chamber of democracy. But what have they done? They are not doing nothing. So let us look. That is the only way. If we, the people, don't speak loud against this opposition, APC will continue to go like that, and they will win again. It is the opposition that can, the effective role of opposition that can defeat APC. That is what APC did in 2014. Effectively. Non-stop, every day. They talk to the media. In the parliament, they were challenging every move of PDP. We saw everything. Effectively. They did it effectively. And everybody across the country was seeing it, and everybody was energized with that opposition role. That was what brought, people out to come and vote against PDP. Jonathan lost the election. It wasn't rigged. The role of opposition was effective. Nigerian people responded by giving them what do you call it? Giving them that vote to kick Jonathan out because they presented themselves to Nigerian people as the better alternative to Jonathan. Effective communication by Lai Mohammed every day, every time. They are on point every time that Lai Mohammed speak. It bring that fact, it lay it out effectively, and it demolish PDP. What is these people doing now? But rather, they are all after the money. And if we are pointing our fingers at Tinubu that is ruling, is looting, and is not governing well, the opposition we should point our fingers at them that they are even worse off than Tinubu, because they are aiding and abetting the Tinubu administration to continue to destroy Nigeria. They are worse off than Tinubu. Lashanama, I don't know if you agree with me. They are worse off than Tinubu. The opposition, the role they are playing.
I agree with you. I agree with you on what you said. Those people in the House of Rep that are from other parties that are not seem to be active. It's because effectively, if you understand what is going on in that, you see, this is what we're saying. I appreciate your analysis, but at the same time, you need to look at the totality of what we are dealing with. We have a rubber stamp House of Rep. This guy he buys anything, anybody buyable, and if you don't dance to his tune, we saw what they did to this other guy. What's his name? This PDP guy who tried to bring up an issue with regard to the budget, how they sanctioned him, silenced him. They just silence people, and they don't want to hear that voice. We've seen many of how they did, even their own party man, how they removed him. So you see, effectively, Tinubu has captured the two institutions that could really challenge him. You had one when the House of Rep member Abbas was saying that anything you bring to us, we'll do it for you. I mean, what are we saying? What are we saying? Effectively, the opposition, they will just keep quiet because look at how this guy treats the opposition. The lady from Abuja there, what's her name? Ireti Kingibe. Look at how it's not even Natasha Akpoti. Look at how you see these are effectively, you see, they kind of like they browbeat people down. That's why a lot of you keep quiet. I don't know if you heard what this guy said. This guy from Abia State that stood for what's his name? Nnamdi Kanu. I mean, they've effectively this guy, what's his name? Senator, what's this guy? Akpabio has turned that Senate to something else. If you don't walk in line with their agenda, they'll kick you out, or they will just look at their own party man, Elijah Abo, that was a senator, because the guy was not in line with them. Look at what they did. They had to go and cook up figure and then get rid of him from the Senate. So that is what we're saying. Everybody's afraid. What else? Who else will not go if you don't fall in line? Effectively, these guys just turned the whole thing. You see, one would say this is a state capture. So people say, like people like one man will say, what are you talking about? You don't use that word language yet. We say this is effectively a state capture. So it's hardly anything he can do. It's hardly anything Atiku or even Obi can do, because people that are supposed to be members of their party, that should be championing their cause there, they've already been silenced. Because some lunatics, some criminals have hijacked the whole two system, the whole two institution, National Assembly that we're talking about. So that's what I'm saying, woman. I mean, you need to look at it from that perspective, so as for you to understand that I'm not blaming them. Well, they will still be opposition. It's all about just bringing themselves together and saying, no, we're not going to allow you people. But APC, they know the game. If you don't walk in line, they will silence you. I mean, you can see that from their own party people that they did that too. How much more people from other parties that they had to send out of the Senate for about 3 months or 6 months. So what I'm saying,
I want to disagree. If they can't silence anybody, if they work as a team, as one party in opposition, they can't silence them. It is when one is speaking up against them and others are not in support that they can easily silence that too.
That's what we're saying. That
is what the point is that, let's even say they want to silence. How were they able to silence that man in Senate, or they sent him out of Senate? But does that mean he cannot speak? What if he had not won Senate? People that are not senators like Shure, are they not speaking? So because they sent him out of Senate, that means the guy is not really an activist.
if by taking is dependent on government, that's why they could silence him. I say, okay, we know it's chop chop. Let's remove the chop. Can they silence Ore even when they put him in prison? Because his bread is not coming from them, so they can't silence him. They can silence anybody they know that, oh, we are the one paying this guy and he's talking his rubbish. So they silence him. Just cut the source. But any activist, genuine, have they been able to silence them since all these days? Because his life is not dependent on them. Telegraph Pharaoh to me, can they silence him? His life is not dependent
again, you're
on
taking
them.
it out of context. We're talking about National Assembly. He was talking about people in
Yes,
National
the
Assembly.
National Assembly people.
They are now
the National
rubber
Assembly
stamp.
people should be able to speak out.
They cannot. Well, no, let me say they cannot. They've been effectively. They've been rendered impotent.
Rational mind
Because they
don't
can be
defend
bought.
that. They don't want to
They are
speak
not rendered
up
impotent.
because they are
bought.
eating in the
Maybe
rotten.
that's true. That's what I'm saying. It's part of the game we're talking about. It's part of all the
no, they are not part of. It's not part of the game. They are
part of the strategy they use. If they cannot buy you on their side, they will show you the door.
And then the people that are not that are buyable are not the people that we are talking for, that we are looking to. They cannot give us because they are buyable.
Yeah, you people don't know who you are dealing with. You don't know who you are. You don't know who you are.
If the people are buyable, if they are speaking, that means they are hypocritical.
Yes, I agree.
They are hypocritical now.
Yes.
You need people who told you people like Falana have not been offered money or offered opportunity to serve. They probably turned it down. Who told you that people like Shoria have not been indirectly
Falana is
supporting?
not in the Senate. It's not in the House of Reps. We're talking about people in the House of Reps.
To buy him, to put him somewhere.
No. Again.
Is Keyamu not in the cabinet? Now, can he speak like before?
Patrick, we're not talking about all those people. We're talking about people in those two institutions. Rather.
Those people in those institutions, they are not the kind of people that can speak for us. They are part of them. That's what we are trying to let you know.
That's what Ajale Koko was talking about now. We're talking about people in the House of Rep and Senate, the opposition parties. They're not making any noise.
The oppositions are also part of them now. They are just in another party. That's the thing.
Well, you can say
they are
that.
Not opposition party. They are the same party, but they are just in under a different umbrella.
What I'm saying is that, again, what I'm saying is that the person in charge of Nigeria now is somebody who will buy you. If you allow yourself to be bought by him, if you don't allow yourself to be bought from him, he will show you the door, or maybe they get rid of you. Anyway, that is why some of them, they're just afraid. I mean, you saw. I just give an example of people they did that too.
They are not afraid. You see, if they speak today, the only reason they will speak is in the hope that they will come and say to me. It's not as if they want any change. Those people in Nigeria, if they stand the ground today, will speak. They will say, oh, let me speak. Maybe they will come into corner and say, what do you want to say to me? It's not as if they love Nigeria so much, they want to speak for us.
Let me
give you a good example. Look at Abdul Mumuni Jibrin, that guy from Kano. That guy was the spokesperson for Tinubu. Because he couldn't get his ticket, he went to MPP. Now he's gotten his ticket. I think he's Senate now. Do you expect him to speak against Tinubu? No, now. It's just they are the same people, but they use a different platform to win election. That's all. And they could be in this party tomorrow. That's why Nigerian politicians, if we hope that the salvation of that country is going to come from the political class, then we are deceiving ourselves. It will not. All this discussion we are making, I'm just entertaining myself. It's not because I think that Tinubu is the one that's going to transform Nigeria, or be when it comes there, it's going to. I'm just enjoying the talk. It's not as if it's too educating, but at least it's making me to live in a virtual world of hope. You understand? That's just the point now. If you think Nigeria will be better than it is now, then we are deceiving ourselves. Which country has been better than it is in 10 years ago in this whole world now?
China has been. Singapore has been.
Which Singapore?
Malaysia has been.
Yeah, let people of Singapore come and talk.
Come on, Rwanda here has been.
Let them come and talk. Let the people of Singapore come and talk to you.
Come on. You see, we'd like to do this. You ask a question and I'm giving an example. Say
the progression. What I'm telling you is that the progression, the global progression, is in the downward trend.
Vietnam now is doing better. Cambodia is doing better. What I mean, economically, they are better off than when they were before. But we are retrogress. We are on a decline.
Okay.
And then you're telling me that, come on, let's not do this, trying to support this guy that is there in Aso Rock there. That guy is grossly incompetent. Look at what he's doing in China. What is he doing in China? What is he doing in China? Oh, just for the optics. Do you know how many people? Now they're not even telling us how many people that went with him. Only that China they went to. State governors they went with me for what? What are the state governors going to do that? And these are taxpayers' money. The same forex that we say we don't have. You wonder why forex jumped from 1,500 and something, 1,520 naira to almost like 1,600 naira. Because these idiots they were all going to China. They have to go with dollars. Now the thing crashed a little bit again. It crashed back now. Naira got a little bit of strength, and then it went back. So when you put so much pressure on your foreign exchange, what do you expect when these idiots they all go there? What is he going to do with all those entourage that are going with him? When somebody does not even have any, he has no iota of any knowledge of how to run government. All he just think is here because he's a Baba Isale. He's a former governor of whatever crap he calls himself of Lagos State. And look at the Lagos State he said he built. Look at how water is running everywhere, just the bridge and everything is flooded. And you're telling me, what's the Lagos? He goes to China. He was saying, I built Lagos. I transformed Lagos. What Lagos did he transform? And you people come here and you'll be telling us that it's a matter of strategies. For more than 1 year now, look at where the country is. You're telling me it's a matter of strategies. He will buy you. If he cannot buy you, get rid of you. Just accept that. If you don't want to accept that, yeah, let us leave that. Let us leave it that with them.
Well, rational mind. I think the opposition have a huge role to play, and since they have refused to play that role for the interest of the people, I think they are complicit in this bad governance that we are seeing in Nigeria. So, except they play the opposition role effectively, you know, except they do that. If they don't do that, they cannot win. They can't win. This guy will win again. And like I said earlier, the role of opposition that the APC played back then got them victory in 2014. So how are these people preparing to, to take over or to take APC out of control of Nigeria? I don't see them doing any. They are not making any effort in that direction at all. So just like we are, I don't want to even say we are doomed, but let's just, they have compromised. So they are compromised already, and as such, I don't see them winning the election. Let me leave it so maybe Patrick can speak or any other person, you know.
All right, Patrick, you're up next. Patrick.
Yeah, woman, thank you very much. So, what topic? What do you want to speak on? Speak to.
Yes. We have Tinubu since set to dissolve his cabinet, inject fresh talent. So a lot of skepticism around that. Peter Obi appoints Ibrahim Umar as new spokesperson. So he's pivoting somewhat towards the north, which we say is good politics. What's it called? Rabiu Kwankwaso threatening to win the presidency in 2027. So comedy hour somewhat. Those sort of spaces. Just speak freely to it or anything that takes your interest.
Yeah, thank you, woman. I think speaking to cabinet reshuffle, I think I have a different opinion. I think it's too early to do that. You know, the challenge there is this: if you bring in new people, that new person, you have just spent a year, and I don't think those ministers have just spent about a year too. I can't remember when he appointed them, but I know it was not immediately. It took some months, right? So maybe they just spent a year. And if you are just sending them away after that 1 year, you appoint new people. Those ones are going to take another 3 months to settle down. The back and forth handing over is going to take like a month, and then another 2 months for the person to settle on that job before they start doing something. That's like 3 to 4 months. Then before you know it, only 8 months. Maybe after 8 months, you are doing another appraisal, and then the guy is not doing well. He's going to be told to go. So I think that it would have taken his time to appoint the right people. All those political settlements is like wasting our national life for 1 year. You understand? And then you are rushing them out. It's not a good strategy. It's not something that I expect from someone who is said to be good with people. 1 year is too short for them, for those ministers. Let's be very objective. I know we don't have time as a country, but I think 1 year is too short. You understand? Because all of us, when we're saying 1 year, it's government people are saying, do you expect them? Do you expect President Tinubu? So within a year, do all those things. What he doesn't expect us to hold him accountable is what he's expecting from those ministers now. You understand? Anytime we speak, say, Tinubu is not doing it, say it's just barely a year. Now it's just barely a year that those ministers in office is thinking of removing them. No. It's just that's hypocritical. And it's not a good strategy as far as I'm concerned.
All right, carry on, Patrick. Let me bail out. Hand over to Mike. I think he may well just shut it down after you because I think you're the last one on the thing. But carry on as well. Thank you, everyone. See you tomorrow. No super chats to report today. I think that's the first time ever. But yeah, thank you, everyone.
Yeah, with respect to be appointing a northerner, to me that's okay. To ensure that's a good move. This one we are saying will be this, will be that. If you consistently work like that and continue to build on, we might see some game change in 2027. And if Tinubu continues to work this way, in such a way, or if let me not say continue to work this way, if we don't feel the impact of his government between now and that time, there might be it might be easier for him than 2023. So that's my position on Obi trying to woo the northern leaders. And I think Tinubu needs to really do some work there in the area. Apart from that, I think I'm okay with that. So let another person speak if there's any other person that still want to speak. Okay, I think I'm the last.
Yeah, we just 4 of us on the screen. Yeah, I don't know if Mike is still there.
To me, that's my opposition. Obi, if you keep working, you see, people don't understand that you can make small gains over time. If you continue to work this way, and the government continue to perform poorly, it might not gain enough mileage to get into office, but it would have gained some ground, much more than it had in 2023. And I think Nigeria need to any opposition that's up to me what opposition should be working on now. They should be working at our electoral process, because let's be very objective. People don't win election in Nigeria. They rig. It is the party that out-rig the other party that wins. Except we don't want to be very sincere with ourselves. They win in some areas, but they rig. There's no way anybody can tell me that APC won Rivers State fairly. Let me not say win, but that they fairly won Rivers State. That's not true. But they rig. And I don't think Obi has that structure to rig. So he has to be able to work towards preventing rigging. That should be his own strategy. to massively have large population that could stand their ground and prevent rigging in those areas where it's rigged. He also might rig some, not rig in that sense, but by bullying opposition in his region and everything. His followers might have done that, but as it is so, I don't know whether it's like that in the US, because I'm not a citizen of the US, even though I'm a citizen of a country in the West. But the point is, in Nigeria today, only riggers win election after Bantonawa. Okay, Rational Man, I think there's just two of us. You can as well just go.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I think you said it all. Yeah, it's all about rigging. Who can rig best? Yeah, I think myself, I need to go right now because I I have a long journey ahead of me.
Yeah, I'm still working. Thank you.
All right then.
Everybody.
We'll see, guys. Yeah.